Hola, welcome back to Goober Brothers Entertainment. Today is Halloween. Today I introduced to you the one, the only Itepo Queen is the place to be reviews. How are you doing, Pete?
Hey, happy Halloween, my brother. It is the season of ghouls and goblins, and I did see Lena Dunham on TV, so that covers the monsters for today. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
And secondly, we have Adam from Raiders of the Lost Flicks. How are you doing,
H
my man?
A double L O W double E N spells Halloween. What's up, Goober brothers?
How's it going, brother?
Groovy.
Groovy, my man. I love it. Man, we got a cool show today, guys. It is Halloween. It is spooky. It is spooky season. Well, actually, the end of spooky season. But today we got a cool show planned today. Nice little morning, early day coffee session. So today we want to get into it. Happy Halloween. And with that being said, Halloween is the holiday of candy. So Adam, I know how much you love candy corn, so we might not even go through this since you love it so much, and it won't even change your mind. But
How dare you? How dare you?
Pete, are you team
Yeah.
candy corn?
I am. I was torturing these guys the other night as I was just sitting there eating a bag of it while we were on the air, and I never do that, but I'm just like,
The
I'm just
power
sitting
of
here and eat
Christ
candy
compels
corn
you.
because I know you hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I think it's fucking raw sugar, and it
And
I don't
honey.
like the aftertaste. It gets like a little bit of a I don't know, like just kind of like this really bad aftertaste. Something about it. I don't like it. It's all sugar. I don't know.
Bad aftertaste.
Yeah, I like I'm not like a candy snob. Like I'm not saying okay, like candy has to like be like something like super fancy because I'll fuck up a pack of Smarties, But
Oh God, yeah.
Just because of
Smarties,
that, I'm gonna eat candy corn
sweet
right now.
tarts, but yeah, candy corn. I've never liked those. I equate candy corn with like old people candy. You know what I mean by
Like
old
cough drops.
Werther's Originals.
Werther's Originals, those fucking like paper, like orange and black
Yep.
toffee things with the fucking peanut butter powder in the middle that they sell that they probably made back in 1913 and never had to make any
Oh,
more.
the orange and black things.
Yes,
Yeah.
those fucking
Oh, they're
things.
so bad.
I
They're
know
horrible.
that's old people parade candy. It's like if you go to an old person's house, you got a big bowl of it sitting right in the fucking center of the room with some Starlight mints. And I don't know about you guys, but I actually worked as a security guard for 2 years when I was going to college. I was like, okay, what's the perfect job where I can sit down and do my homework and get paid for it? Fucking security guard in a nursing home, like a retirement center. So
Oh God.
it was an easy fucking job. I didn't do shit, but one thing I noticed is they'd always have a bowl of candy up at my like little guard station was right in the front there where the administration desk usually is when you walk in and you sit there at night. It's like an overnight job. And you'd sit there and like there'd be a bowl of candy, and these old people would come up and they try to be sneaky and like start a conversation while they're talking to you. They're like reaching in there and like grabbing fucking armfuls of it and stuffing it in their pockets and everything. It's like I'm like, I know what you're doing, and I don't like it. You're taking all of the candy. Yeah, they would. People that lived in this retirement center were like loaded too. This was like Franciscan communities. It's like Catholic, really high rent and stuff like that. You had to be rich to live there, and these people come down and they're like stealing cheap ass parade candy.
The Appalachian American Team Candy Corn checking in. That's what's
Lame.
up, brother. Team Candy Corn is where it's at. But if you like those little orange and black candies, you should probably be, Baker Act or something.
You should probably retire.
You should probably retire. Yes, I don't care if you're 20, and I don't care if you're, 11. You should probably retire. Go to your room and retire. Oh man. But best candy, I don't know. What would you say? What's your guys' favorite candy?
I like Snickers. Like that'd probably be my favorite of all the candies that are out there on the market. I mean, I like a lot of other stuff too, but
Damn,
usually
Snickers,
this time
that's a bold choice, man.
usually this time of year when you see the candy bags, it's like I'm going for the Snickers. Close second would be those $100,000 grand bars or whatever. You only see them around Halloween. They never sell them in the stores anymore. I, however, Goober, am on keto, and being on keto means I cannot have any sugar whatsoever. So I eat Atkins bars, which are manufactured to taste like a candy bar, but don't actually have a lot of sugar in them. Like they have as little sugar as possible. And they've got like this kind of peanuts roll with caramel and nougat, and it's got like a layer of cocoa on the outside, but it looks like chocolate, and it tastes almost like a Snickers, man. I'm really impressed with it. So
what my buddy would do that was on keto. I don't know if he is anymore, but he's an ex-professional baseball player, and he would do that a lot. And what he would do when he was on keto, he would make these things called keto bombs, which are basically you take like coconut oil, melt it, take like dark chocolate or milk chocolate, and you melt it.
Yes.
You mix it together and you make little balls. And then basically to get your like little fill of like little sweet tooth filling,
yes,
just eat one of those little keto bombs. And
because I do get a terrible
satisfy
sweet
you.
tooth sometimes, and like the Atkins bars do it for me. But yeah, they have the peanut butter, and that's another one that I always love, man. It's fucking Reese's peanut butter cups. Pardon my language, but yeah, Reese's peanut butter cups. Atkins has some peanut butter cups that are pretty legit. It's because they put like real peanut butter in there. They're not like that Reese's peanut butter or whatever that stuff's made out of. It's not really peanut butter. They just call it peanut butter.
Oh man. Well,
I mean, I like it, but it's not peanut butter. You know what I mean? I like legit real peanut butter,
Reese's is one of the greatest of all time candies. And if you disagree, then you should also retire, because Reese's is the greatest. And they all taste different. You want to know why? Because the pumpkin shape tastes different than the Easter bunny shape. Okay? Tastes different than the Santa shape. Okay? I don't care if it's the same thing.
They do taste different. It's like they're using different chocolates. Yeah.
Exactly. So Reese's, we're up to you. We know. We know.
Now, I haven't tried because, like I said, keto, but the Reese's have the peanut butter, the Reese's Pieces inside the peanut butter cup. Have you tried those? You seem like the type of guy that would try something like that.
What are you trying to say, Adam?
I'm saying that you like to experience the candy cornucopia of the world, like you live for trying the new candies. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's delicious.
You've tried it?
Good?
Okay, I was gonna say one of you knuckleheads have tried it on for sure, because if I wasn't on this keto diet, I'd be all up in that right now. Like, oh wow, a peanut butter cup with Reese's in there, take me home.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like too much.
Yeah.
Oh, too much.
But yeah, I try not to eat like that much candy, and it's just so freaking delicious. Those are delicious. Anything with Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite candy. And my second favorite is there's Gordon Food Services. Food, they do food distribution. They have a store over by it's about where my mom goes to go for some of her treatments, and her and my dad will stop in there, and they make the best gummy bears in the world. Like, they're nice and soft, but they're not too soft, to where they're like, nah, but they're not like the Haribo. The Haribo are like, they're almost like too, I don't know, too firm. Like, these are just like the perfect like consistency of a gummy bear, and I freaking love them. So, yeah.
One gummy bear was too hard. The other gummy bear was too soft. This gummy bear was just, I'm sorry.
You guys see those gummy bears that are like 5 pounds?
Yeah.
Like
I would
just
eat
one
that.
gummy bear.
I would eat that. I would eat that weird. I would do those weird food challenges for sure.
Yeah,
dude,
I wish I could.
I'd get up all in that.
Yep,
gummy bear. Come
on. My dream job, man, is Guy Fieri's job. I mean, come on. The guy gets paid to drive around the country and eat food and watch them make it. I mean, his show makes me hungry.
You see that comedy bit on Guy Fieri? The guy's like, why is everyone talking shit about Guy Fieri? I was like, he hires everyone. Okay. He fundraises and he gives high schools like pretzel makers to do fundraising. I know that sounds fake, but it's real.
No, he does. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times. Every once in a while, he'll go out there and remind people. It's like, I'm not just an a-hole going around eating food and getting paid for it, right? It's like he has to have those little reminder videos. Now, sometimes the Food Network gets a little carried away with him. They had a show on a couple of years ago where him and his son went to Italy, and I'm like, okay, this isn't nepotism at all, is it? Like you're giving them a whole show where they're going to Italy, and you're probably paying them for the vacation.
I bet Italy makes the best candy corn. Oh my god!
It's because his son wants to be is going to be a chef as well. So like he's going into culinary, and part of being a good culinary artist, I guess, is going to Italy and learning certain ways of making food. They did the whole Europe thing. They did Italy, France, Switzerland, and they went into a cheese factory, and I was just like, I can't watch this, man. This isn't diners, drive-ins, and dives. I don't I don't have the patience to watch these two just go on vacation and get paid for it.
You think Swiss chocolate's actually like better than like Swiss chocolate that we can get here, or do you think it's just all
I imagine it's better because like the closest thing to Swiss chocolate I think I have was like maybe a Toblerone bar, which is pretty freaking amazing, by the way.
Well, it's like when people are like, "Oh, that you can only get New York pizza in New York." It's like, no, you can't. Like, you can get it anywhere because people from New York move. And
I'm not. We have like in probably over by you too, where you're at, because we're both in the same state, but it is a really, really, really big state. So, but there are New York pizza places here,
all over the place.
I am Team Chicago. I think when it comes to pizza, I don't hate New York pizza, but I think
Chicago.
I think it's too like Chicago.
Are you
style.
an animal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think New York pizza. It's like they make like this really gigantic slice. They don't put very much sauce on it, and it's like too thin, and they gotta like fold it in half just to eat it. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
Groove, you sound like an anarchist, man.
I probably am. Then again, I thought this was a candy stream, and we're talking about pizza. So
with great sauce comes great responsibility, and I think you're just overloading it, man.
Maybe.
I can't wait for tomorrow. It's Friday. That's pizza night at my house.
Oh yeah, you have a scheduled pizza night at your house?
Oh, every Friday night, dude. I don't cook Friday
dude.
night.
Friday pie day.
I'm going to Pete's house.
That used to do when I was bodybuilding. That was like Friday night was my favorite night because I would get my own large pizza and order a breadsticks, and I would eat the entire fucking thing. Like, well, my wife has like a medium that lasts her like 4 days. I just sit there and pound a large and like a whole order of breadsticks in one sitting, and that was after eating like
Sweet
eight meals that day.
You're my hero, sir.
Well, that was like 8 to 9,000 calories a day. So it was yeah, that was Friday.
My God.
Friday was my.
You guys are making my stomach growl. I hate all of you.
I haven't eaten anything yet today.
Neither have I.
I'm drinking coffee with espresso, candy corn, and these little pretzels with peanut butter on it.
Oh, diabetes.
Recipe for a heart attack.
He's gonna. Oh my God.
Well, after the stream's over, we'll be starting a GoFundMe to get Cody a new foot. If he's going to need a prosthetic.
I was going to say, I will throw candy corn one bone though. Candy corn is very good when you put it as a decoration, like on like when you put it in frosting, like on a cupcake or something like that. Then it tastes really good. But just candy corn by itself, not very interesting.
Oh my God, I can feel it coursing through my veins. The beatus.
Diabetes.
All right. Well, speaking of diabetes, let's take you all to Flavor Town, and we're going to look at an article. It's the best Halloween candy ever. So I'm not going to share the screen because I'm just going to list off all of the candies, and I want to get your reaction to them, okay? So we're going to start at 30, best 30 Halloween candies ever. Starting at number 30 are Airheads.
Yeah, they're legit.
Yep, I like Airheads.
Airheads should be a little higher for me, but
hey, it's still in the top 30.
Yep.
Top 30 at least. But I mean, how many candies really are there that people eat for Halloween? Like, there's probably only.
I don't
30.
even know how many candies there are, man. I think they're still inventing them every day.
There's a lot. I mean,
there was a point in my life where I was trying to try every piece of candy there was, and then I became an adult, and I just stopped doing that. But I don't think I ever quite went through everything in the candy store. So
I have a coworker who has a big ass candy dish on her desk, and it's like this. It's like a giant teacup, basically, and she just loads it with candy like every week. Well, lately she's having to refill it every day because I have another coworker who just eats candy like it's, like the last meal she's going to eat. She's on death's row.
I was thinking you were going to say I have another coworker that just has a big ass.
Oh no,
but you have to keep refilling the candy dish.
No. But it's just constant like refilling the candy dish. So like the other day she had Butterfingers, Three Musketeers, and like the Nestle bars, and my God, they just went by like fucking lightning. I had like one Butterfinger out of it or something like that, and then they're gone. The next day I was like, yo, where'd they go? Oh, she must have got a hold of them. And apparently her and her dad are like candy holics. So
diabetes, team diabetes.
Cleveland, how do you feel about diabetes?
Well, where I'm from, we call it the sugar. I don't know if that's a regional thing or what, but I was reading a book on diabetes once, but Loretta doesn't allow white literature in our house, so I had to put it down.
Oh my God.
I'm not allowed to have candy. Loretta says it goes right to my ass, where my head usually is. I don't know if there's a direct correlation.
Oh my God.
I had my buddy call me from Atlanta yesterday just to do that voice over the phone in front of the people in his office. He put me on speakerphone. And,
you know what you should do? You should call up the guys from Family Guy and ask them if you can do sessions for making a new voice for turn-by-turn navigation.
I would love that. That would
you imagine that, like the Cleveland turn-by-turn navigation, because they're already gonna do the Samuel Jackson one. Finally, I've been asking for that for years.
Yeah.
They're just now getting around to it. Way to go!
Turn left, motherfucker. Turn left.
Yeah.
I just got a
dare you.
I got a free movie rental. Nice.
What, through Redbox?
Yes, I'm rerouting, and I hope you burn in hell.
Family Video I joined their little text thing, and they just sent me a video. I get a free Halloween rental, so
that's cool.
Nice. That's a nice surprise.
Wish
it was $1 million.
Every channel and watch that.
I was gonna say it's been on Freeform like every 10 minutes for like the last 30 days.
I'm confused with Hocus Pocus, and I think part of it's just because I'm old and stuff. But when that came out, was it like a big hit when it came out, or is it just like big now?
It's kind of a cult classic, I would say.
Is that what it is? Okay, because I think I remember that coming out, and I remember here just looking at it like, I don't know if that's for me. And then I don't remember hearing anything more about it. And then all of a sudden this year, it's like all everybody talks about is, oh my God, Hocus Pocus! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! It's like,
I remember growing up in the early 2000s, and like it was always on TV on the Disney Channel. I'd watch it every single year, all the time.
Yep. That's the thing, though. It wasn't like it was like panned when it came out, because it had Bette Midler in it and Gary Marshall.
Yeah, I remember Bette Midler with the funky teeth.
Yep.
And that because there's been a couple of movies over the years where there's like somebody with funky teeth, and one of them was like Nanny McPhee or something like that. And somehow I get those two mixed up a little bit, but I know Hocus Pocus is the Halloween one. So. And
the little girl, Thora Birch, that is in it, she is actually Gamma on The Walking Dead right now, one of the Whisperers. And doing an extremely good job with the scenes she's been given. But Hocus Pocus is actually a unicorn movie, because that is the only movie you can ever see where Sarah Jessica Parker actually looks hot. That's it right there. That's like the epitome of her attractiveness. Like that movie, she looked really hot and then just went right back to looking like a horse again.
My favorite part of that favorite part of that whole movie is just the witch with the vacuum cleaner. That's that just sells me completely. Freaking hauls ass on the vacuum. Actually, she couldn't find one broom or a mop, even not even a mop.
All my Halloween movies don't have to be scary either. I'm really big on Young Frankenstein. I'll pull that out every Halloween and watch that
forever.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what else is going to give you some nasty rotten teeth? Number 29, Jolly Ranchers.
Oh God, they're so good.
They're so good.
They're so fucking good. This is
like. Well, let's get through the list first. But I was gonna, like, some people are like Team Jolly Rancher and some people are Team Lifesaver. I'm like more Team Lifesaver, but I will eat a Jolly Rancher if there's nothing else.
Team Lifesaver. Yeah, you spent too much time in that nursing home, man.
I like Lifesavers. I think they taste better than Jolly Ranchers.
Well, you guys are both in like America's retirement home. I mean, the entire state is like a retirement home for the old Hebrews come down from New York and just kind
He's
of
got a point there. We can't argue.
You're
with that.
right. Yeah, we have a lot
there
of New
are
Yorkers here.
definitely lots of old people here. In fact, there's like signs that just has old people crossing. It's just like a little stick figure with a walker. It's like you gotta be careful.
Everyone and their mom's a Yankee fan. It's like, yeah, we have like 2 other baseball teams in Florida, right?
Yeah, but to be fair, one of them is the Marlins.
To be fair,
I
I'm neither. I don't like either of those.
One of them's the Marlins, man. Is Ozzie Guillen still y'all's manager? They fired him a couple years ago.
First of all, I'm not a Marlins fan, so you can take the y'all out of that question. 2, no, he's not. I don't even think he has a job.
Probably not.
He sucked. I hated him.
Yeah.
I hated him with the White Sox. Hated him with the Marlins.
Yeah.
But Jolly Ranchers, man, I think if you're going to rank one or the other, I'm taking the little flat ones, the individually wrapped flat ones over the little like cylinder ones. Or
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I like the
flat ones are money.
Oh God, yeah, those are amazing.
Every time I'd get those in my Halloween bag or anything, I was like, oh, money. Number 28.
I think the reason I went Lifesaver over Jolly Rancher though is like those things, like it's a Jolly Rancher especially. It's like after you've had one in your mouth for a while and it gets a little bit smaller, it becomes dangerous, and you swallow that thing too soon, it will hurt going down your throat. Just saying.
Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, man.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
You got to do it for the Halloween.
Good thing you specified.
Do it for the ween. Sounds terrible. Okay.
It
Number
did.
28, Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, my favorite.
This
theater
is
candy.
blasphemy right here because
I'll do those.
This should be number
Kids.
1 on my list, but whatever. This is my favorite.
Yeah, I can agree with that, man. This is like I can pound back like 2 pounds of these fucking like the ultimate sour ones in the movie theaters. Oh yeah, that's it. That with my big
Sour Patch Kids and Trolleys. Oh,
yes.
God,
I also like they're like the knockoff Sour Patch Kids, but they're called Sour Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very specific taste to them. They're different than Sour Patch Kids, but man, those are good too. The fact that they're 28, they're behind number 27, which are Runts. How are they behind Runts?
I don't know. That doesn't make sense at all because I'm not a big Runts fan. Never really was.
I'm not sure I even had those. I'm aware of them. I know what they are. I don't think I've had them.
They're like little fruit-shaped little. How do you describe them?
They're just like little candy shaped they're like pieces of fruit, but shaped like bananas and apples and cherries.
Okay. Yeah, I have had those. They're not very good.
No, the banana ones are the worst.
I don't even like bananas.
They're kind of
that's just like really
banana flavored stuff. It's kind of hit or miss with me.
Yeah,
especially candy.
Mm-hmm.
And we go to number 26 at Blow Pops.
Love them. Not gonna lie, man.
They're good.
The one with the bubble gum in the middle.
Yep, you get a sucker and bubble gum.
Yep, those are legit.
They just take lollipops just take too long to eat.
I like the Tootsie Pops.
Does that makes me sound extra fat, or I just
no, it's okay. I understand. We all, dude, because I'm like I have like an inner like fat kid inside me. Like inside me, everything about me just like would just be like just eat yourself into a coma every day.
So after a comment like that, I can assume that Goober's not a fan of the everlasting gobstopper.
never had one.
Just don't have that kind of patience. No,
is it real?
Yeah, they make
actually have them.
I think they made them after the movie, but yeah, you can buy the everlasting gobstopper.
They last forever, or
it's a gumball that has like a zillion layers on it.
Yeah.
Oh, those. I thought you meant like an actual like thing that would probably feel like a rubber, like a tire.
No.
That's like the only way it could like last forever.
I used to get them in the 80s. It was this giant ass gumball, and it just take you all day to finish it. Yeah,
man, that's some bush league stuff right there. Get me all excited for gobstoppers. Number 25, Whoppers.
Nope.
I don't know where I would put Whoppers.
I think that they should use those to catch rodents.
Number 40?
Put them in the mouse traps, and they look like rodent droppings. They taste like it too.
For me, the fact that they put Sour Patch Kids so low on the list, like behind Whoppers.
Whoppers shouldn't even be on the list, but if they are on the list, they should be right at number 30.
Yeah.
This website, it's from Thrillist.com. So if you guys want to
Thrillist.com,
go,
you're wrong.
if you guys want to go pull it up, it's some Bush League shit right here.
I think we're going to tweet against it.
And this one right here, this one kind of grinds my gears because you can't ever get the shit out of your teeth. It's Milk Duds at 24.
Oh God, I had one of those last night. Yeah,
They taste good, but like the older you get, the more painful they are to eat.
Like if I
Like,
ever
literally
come to a point where I
painful.
have dentures, like my God, these are going to be it's a nightmare for me.
No, yeah, if you're eating dentures, you're not going to be going anywhere Milk Duds, homie.
It's like a sugar. What are those sugar daddies or whatever? You know what I'm talking
Slow
about?
pokes.
Oh,
Slow poke. Yep.
Yeah, I remember when I was like 9, I got a filling, and they were like, "You can't eat caramel or taffy." And I'm like, "Fuck that!" So at school the next day, someone gave me a sugar daddy. I was like, "What is this?" And like I was holding it like freaking Excalibur. Like, what do I do with this? They're like, "It's caramel." I'm like, "Oh, cool."
My
God, my teeth. Ah.
He pulled one of his crowns off of one of those fucking things before.
Oh, that's awful.
Yep.
Ouch.
I had Invisalign, and I had these little metal studs in my the back of my teeth. And this old lady at work, like she's one of our customers, she always gives us little lifesaver mints, the ones that taste like they're about to burn your mouth.
The ones that are supposed to spark if you bite them in the dark.
Probably, I don't know which ones you're talking about, but these ones are
the
just
ones
white.
that you're talking about. It was a commercial that they had for a while. Maybe it was mixed up with certs, but yeah.
But these things, dude, I was like, I bit down on one, and it's like borderline jawbreaker, like, like resistance, and metal stud came off. I was like, ooh. I was like, what do I do? I'm sitting at work, and I'm like, this is awful. And I spit the metal out of my mouth. I was like, I feel like Superman.
If your candy requires medical attention, it's probably not worth eating.
I'm fine now, but
yeah,
it was just a little panic attack. Just like number 22 selection is Laffy Taffy. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I am. It's
like Play-Doh.
I used to eat the hell out of that stuff.
It's flavored Play-Doh, dude.
Well, maybe I just like eating Play-Doh, okay?
Or no,
fair
it's
enough.
the
first part of recovery, Pete, is admission of guilt.
Well, I have a lot.
Yeah, at least you admit that you eat the Play-Doh, and now you can get the right help that you need.
Trey's always like, "Where the hell's my Play-Doh, Dad?" And he says, "Hell, no, I'm just kidding."
You're like, "Well, 3 weeks ago, it looked really good."
3 weeks ago,
I took one I took one marijuana pill, and this is what happened.
It says some extremely artificial fruit flavoring, a sore jaw, and a couple of rapper jokes that you feel embarrassed for chuckling at, and that you suspect Dave Collier either wrote or stole. Bring it.
Yep. And those fucking Laffy Taffy rappers are no joke to get off either. Like those
Cut
bitches
it out.
Come on. Candy. They always stick to the damn candy.
Yeah, you kind of you find yourself eating a little bit of the plastic.
Yep.
The Laffy Taffy.
You give up. You're like, fuck it. We're doing it live.
She got
Who's laughing now?
To pass out to the trick-or-treaters, and like I basically plowed through that bag of Laffy Taffy, and it came down to like the last like 3 pieces in there. And we were sitting there watching American Horror Story, and I just walked over to the bowl and I grabbed 2 of them, and I left the banana flavored one in there. And she's like, "Can I have one?" I'm like, "Yep," and threw her the banana one. And by the time she realized what I had done, I ate the last strawberry one, and I had the last grape one shoved in my gullet at the same time. And she's like, "You're really not?" I was like, "Yep, you get the," because she had done it to me like the day before. So I'm like, "Nope." And she's like, "I'm not eating it." I'm like, "Bullshit, you're not." So she fucking throws it back in the bowl. So I just ate it eventually. I'm like, I can't just let this one sit here by itself. But yeah. So I'm like, you eat the damn banana, because nobody wants a banana flavored one.
God, you're such a dick.
Monica's not lying, man. I can be an asshole.
Oh my God.
It's just retribution because she did it to me the day before.
Like he's gonna if something happens to Pete, St. Peter's gonna be up there like, "Oh, you were that dick that did the thing with the candy, right?" Yeah. You stand over the side. We need to talk to you.
If I'm murdered by anybody, the 2 people you can talk to are A, my wife, or B, Monica. Yep. Because they both probably are just like equally murder me. So
they'll probably conspiracy together, and it'll be a joint effort.
This is across state lines. This is bad.
So number 21, one of my other favorites, I would say this should be a little higher, but I'm not going to argue like I would with Sour Patch Kids, but Nerds.
I like nerds.
I used to like nerds.
nerds,
Oh
too.
yeah.
I do. I like them in the flurries.
My favorite
Try
thing.
to get the
wait,
biggest handful of them as possible to eat
Yep.
all at once. Just
what?
like,
Wait, Pete, what
Yep.
did you say?
You put them in a flurry, like from Dairy Queen. I used to work in an
What?
ice cream. I managed an ice
oh,
cream
yeah, that's
shop.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and we
Since
would
when?
always Dairy Queen's done that for years, bro.
Yeah, they have. It's yeah, you can get that at Dairy Queen. That's not strange. That is an
Nope.
actual thing. You can go to Dairy Queen and get a Nerds Blizzard. Is that what they're
Yep.
called?
Yeah, Blizzard. I said flurry, but yeah, it's a Blizzard. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Where the fuck have I been?
I don't know, man. This has been going on for a minute.
They got Dairy Queens in Florida, right? I've seen a couple around here.
We lost our Dairy Queen. It wasn't even a full Dairy Queen. You can get like chicken strips and blizzards. That's about it.
Try.
Hot
Do
dog.
you have a Culver's near you, Goober?
The closest one is either. Goddamn. Closest Culver's is either Port Orange, which is like pre Daytona Beach,
Okay.
or Vieira, which is.
The
like
only reason I
Melbourne.
said Culver's is because I know they have something similar to the Blizzard. I think they call it a concrete mixer.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Yep.
Concrete.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we had a Culver's right by my
It's the
house.
same thing. It's just their frozen custard is just ice cream and then whatever candy you want and just blend it up. Yeah, good stuff.
Culver's is top 5 best fast food places.
Hell yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I
Yep.
still eat Culver's.
I
That's
used
probably the
to-
only fast food place I still patron is Culver's.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Yep.
When I managed the ice cream shop, I used to try to make up new stuff, man.
Chick-fil-A being number 1.
Never had Chick-fil-A.
What?
There's not one anywhere near me. Literally, like probably within 120 miles.
You've never went on vacation or during your travels been like, hey, Chick-fil-A, let's like go,
I guess I'm gonna have to go there because, like I said, the one that I go past every time is just always the traffic's just backed up like crazy. I'm like, what the hell? Why is that place so popular? So
you got to risk it for the biscuit, man.
I have to know. I got to know. Okay, let me ask you this: if I go there, not to derail your away from the candy, but if I go to Chick-fil-A, what should I order for first time in years? Because I've eaten there in the past, but it's been so long ago I don't remember it. I just remember waffle fries and I don't know, some mediocre chicken strips. But if I go there now, what do I get?
Well, since you called them mediocre, I don't know.
But that
if
was a
I'll
long
believe
time ago, dude. It was like 90s, I think I ate there,
you. The 90s. Okay.
Yeah, long time ago. I'm sure they probably changed it. I mean, there must be something there that's got the traffic backed all the way around the corner.
All right. So, what you should get, number 1, regular chicken sandwich, fries, and lemonade.
Okay,
Money. Now you can get it with pickles or without pickles.
probably with pickles. I love pickles.
Get it with pickles. Get Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay.
If you don't get Chick-fil-A sauce, you'll have still a good time, but you won't have the full experience. Get Chick-fil-A sauce.
For you, Goober, I'll try it and I'll report on what I think.
They also have good milkshakes. They have cookies. And hey, if you're doing that keto thing and you don't want to do the chicken sandwich another time, they have salads with chicken strips on them, and
Well, if I'm gonna do fast
I like
food and I'm gonna go
salad,
there,
but-
that's gonna have to be a cheat day. So there'll be one sandwich there. I'll probably leave the cookies
Probably.
alone, but yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, man, once you put that Chick-fil-A sauce on chicken, and any chicken for that matter, you're basically baptizing it.
Okay.
So you're welcome. Number 20, it should be number 1 of this list should be Chick-fil-A. It's not candy, but whatever. But number 20, Skittles.
Oh hell yeah!
So
Now you're
Skittles, man. Ooh.
Do you guys like the different flavors? Because
Yes.
there's the fruit flavored. There's like a tropical. I think it's the tropical.
Those are my favorite.
Back
Those are my
dude.
favorite, dude. Those
Yeah, I messed with some purple packs, man.
Dude, tropical Skittles are so good. Oh my
Look at the
God.
blue. What's the blue pack? Is that tropical or is the
Yeah,
purple
I
one?
think it's the purple one is the one that I bought. I think I'm pretty sure that's the tropical one. I just inhaled that whole bag, man.
And if y'all want to have a good time, sour Skittles.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm a fan of sour things.
Yep.
I remember when they first came out. I know I'm aging myself, but I was in kindergarten and they had sour Skittles. They just came out and we were having this competition or something or whatever in class. And I remember our teacher being like, all right, whoever wins this thing, you get sour Skittles. And we're like, what? That's a thing now? And we're like 5 or 6. Like we've had a lot of experience.
The
We're
what?
like that's a real thing now? And she's like, oh yeah, where the hell have you been? We're like, oh. So that was a good time.
We used Skittles to potty train Trey. It was like if he went to the bathroom, he got a Skittle. I had a big ass jar of Skittles. The problem was at night I would sit there and plow through like half the fucking jar. He'd wake up, go to the potty. Can I have my Skittle? Be like, no, man. Them insurgents came in and ate all your Skittles last night. I tried to fend them off. It's the damn insurgents.
Santa came and ate them. It's Halloween.
I don't know.
He's starting early this year, buddy.
I don't know what happened, man. We got invaded.
It's the Easter Bunny. See, yeah, he's out of season. Yeah, he's a fiend for the things. You know, what do you want me to do? He's Easter Bunny. I can't shoot a guy. You know.
Yeah, but so the problem with that was after he was all potty trained and shit, he still wanted the goddamn Skittles. I'm like, no, man, that's not how it works. Wait, what? He's what? Yeah, no. You just go to the bathroom now because you have to.
That's scarring this little kid.
I know.
He's like, I take a shit with no reward. It's like, damn right.
That's right. That's called life, son. That's called life.
Watch, he's like 40 and he's like takes a dump and then he goes to the vending machine. He's like, this is for me.
I'm just doing this for me, Dad. This is for me. It's for me. Oh God. I warned his teachers at school. I'm like, you're getting a 4-year-old, but inside he's a tiny 40-year-old who's just angry all the time. They're like, what? And then I go in, they're like, he is the sweetest kid.
He's got a 401k already set up. He's good.
He is my 401k. What are you talking about? I'm gonna fucking teach that kid's gonna be a pro golfer someday. Or something non-contact sports related, but yeah.
Oh my God. No, you can do, I don't know, chess. You can be a good chess player.
Yeah.
One of those cup stacker guys.
Yep. He just, because of his head injuries, he can't play any sports.
You'd be like Lewis Black, you know. We can always do that learn to draw stuff, you know.
Lewis Black.
Oh my God. All right. Speaking of old guy comedians, number 19 is the classic old man candy, which I agree. Payday.
I like
lame.
I like paydays. I used to be one of my favorites, but
payday would be better if you just put like a big roll of chocolate over the top of it.
Yeah.
That's basically a Snickers, though.
Exactly.
It'd be better if it was just a Snickers.
Yep.
Just make it a Snickers.
Now you're talking. Now you're starting to understand. See?
All right, calm down, Adam. All right, have a Snickers.
Those peanut butter Snickers are great.
Yeah, I feel better. All right, good. Payday. Yeah, it says, are paydays kind of a grandpa candy? Yeah. Are they an underrated explosion of salty peanuts, nougat, and caramel? Absolutely. Maybe grandpa was onto something. Or maybe this is why he lost his teeth prematurely. Either way, underrated. True. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's probably
the middle of a payday reminds me of what's that video game? Katamari Damacy. Like, you know, you start rolling something and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The middle of a payday, I think, is your Katamari. It's not actually caramel. It's just like something that you found on the sofa, and then all these peanuts stuck to it, and then they just put a wrapper on it and says, hey, payday. This is going to have to last you until payday, folks. That's where they got the name.
Man, that's my theory. Who cares about paydays when you got number 18 Haribo gummy bears? Oh, I can't talk.
I do love the gummy bears, but like I said, man, I've had better gummy bears than Haribo, but they're a good baseline comparison because gummy bears are either really good or really bad.
Oh yeah, you can either get some good quality ones, pay a little extra money for you. You can get the gas station 99-cent ones, and they're just
those ones that they always sell 2 for $1, and they got the red label with the yellow writing on the top.
Yep, exactly.
You know which ones I'm talking about.
Yep, they probably use gasoline to mix it together.
Those are made with fucking petroleum.
No, number 91, not 87. I don't want that cheap shit. You got 17, which shouldn't be on the list or even sniff this list, but it's Junior Mints.
I like those.
Dude,
that's like something you get like at the checkout counter at a restaurant.
It's chocolate and it's mint. That's a Seinfeld reference right there, man.
Yeah, it says a delicious reminder that your candy tastes as outdated as your soup Nazi costume.
Have a Junior Mint. Have a Junior Mint. I don't want one. Have one. They're delicious and refreshing.
They're very refreshing.
You got 16, which I don't know where this should stand because I'm kind of neutral on these, but Twizzlers.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
I do like Twizzlers. That used to be my go-to candy at the movie theater when I used to just get candy and not popcorn.
I used to eat them a lot as a kid, and I remember when they had the chocolate Twizzlers that were pretty good.
Yep, chocolate Twizzlers are good.
But what do you prefer, Red Vines or Twizzlers? Because I know like a lot of people
Twizzlers.
Red Vines has like a little cult following.
Now, I also like the big soft Twizzlers. I like just the regular Twizzlers like you get at the movie counter. Not that great, but they're okay in a jiff. But the softer they are, the more I like them. Like I like the little pull string ones. Those are really good.
Oh, the pull string ones suck.
I like the Twizzler pull and peels the best. Those are my go-tos right there, man.
What you buy string cheese for to pull something apart?
I don't eat string cheese. If I get
that's the thing. The soft Twizzler is like candy string cheese. It's brilliant. Yeah, It's soft and a piece of it can last you a long time.
Happy Halloween, MJ.
MJ in the chat.
What's up, fam?
In the chat.
Need to get a little soundboard or something.
MJ, I'm at season 4 of Letterkenny now.
Oh boy,
yeah.
Is it that good of a show?
I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Maybe it's just me. It's got some really, really brilliant dialogue. Like whoever writes a dialogue, it's like a work of art. It really is. It's poetry.
Need to get into that.
It's filthy poetry.
I like that
because it is a very filthy show. But that's what I like about it. It's like they take filth and they like weave poetry out of it. It's great.
So where are we at? 15. Baby Ruth?
Nope.
Isn't it the same thing as a Snickers?
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like Baby Ruth. I don't like coconut. Fucking hate coconut.
Coconut in
it? There's no coconut in Baby Ruths.
Isn't there?
No, that's almond
joy. Okay, well, what's in the Baby Ruth again?
Baby Ruth's like chocolate and nougat and peanuts. I think they're good, but
isn't that a Snickers though?
They're basically like the same thing as a Snickers, except they have a different color wrapper.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe those are okay. Maybe I haven't had a Baby Ruth in a while. Maybe I'm thinking almond joy because
that just reminded me of a Family Guy bit where Joe and Peter and wasn't I don't know if it was Family Guy, but it was Seinfeld. He's like, it's the car dealership one where George is making the candy lineup, and he's like, "Give me something." He goes, "I don't like almond." He goes, "Here, have a Mounds bar." No, I don't like almond. Yeah, here, have a Mounds bar. God damn it.
Mounds are gross. If Mounds make the list, I'm gonna be pissed.
I like
those them. Are nasty.
I like Mounds and Almond Joy. I'm not gonna apologize for it, but I don't mind coconut at all either.
Both of those are lame.
I love coconut. I haven't gone through this whole list before, so I'm going along with it just like you guys are. So if I see Mounds on this list, we're moving on because
we're gonna revolt. We're gonna riot. We're gonna riot.
We're gonna riot and freaking throw candy corn at them.
I did a whole
throw braid candy at him.
I did a whole coconut body wrap when I was in the Dominican Republic. I think it was coconut.
I don't like the consistency, man. I'm just not into coconut.
Wait, what do you mean body wrap?
Like I went to the spa and like did like a whole like body wrap.
Did they toss you in coconut like those little snowballs?
It was sweet. They were like rolling me around in one. I was like, I felt like Brooke a snowball.
They toast you too. They're like, we're gonna eat this guy.
I was like, I'm like, this is how you get out of it. You have to eat your way out. I'm like,
wrapped him in banana leaves and cooked him in the sand.
This is not the first time I've heard this today, and the sand was horrible. It was coarse and it got everywhere.
I see what you did there.
I understand that reference. Ha. Number 14, which should be higher because why the hell is the next one on the list? But M&M's.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I like M&M's.
M&M's.
I make you shit your pants is number 13 because this M&M's are behind this or flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Ew.
I don't see the M&M's being behind those. I do like the flavored Tootsie Rolls, but I don't see M&M's being behind those at all.
M&M's are top 5.
Here's the thing with Tootsie Rolls. I don't hate Tootsie Rolls, but the problem with Tootsie Rolls is the Tootsie Roll has to be softer. And most of the time they're not softer. It's up there with that candy that makes your braces fall out. So it has to be like a fresh Tootsie Roll, not like the parade candy Tootsie Rolls that were put in a bag like 18 years ago and nobody knows, you know.
Dude, M&Ms are the coolest. I don't care what anyone
M&Ms
says.
are great. They really are. It's a classic. They don't need to change it. Don't mess them up. They're perfect. Yeah, don't mess
And
them
then
up.
if you look at flavored Tootsie Rolls, you like there's nothing more disappointing than like going through your candy sack at the end of Halloween and sorting it all out from chocolate to sweet to sour, and then you find at the end flavored Tootsie Rolls.
I agree.
Where the hell do those go?
Those are the
That's not
houses that need to get
chocolate.
egged. Yeah, those
Closer
are
to
the houses that go
taffy
back
than
and egg.
anything, but it's just worse.
See, I like every flavor of those except for the vanilla ones, the blue ones. It's like the blue wrapper you would think would be like maybe a blue raspberry flavor, which would be very acceptable because anything raspberry, blue raspberry is awesome. So, but you take those and it's like a goddamn vanilla flavor. That and the yellow ones and the brown wrappers are kind of gross too. But the orange and the green and the red, those are the good ones right there because you got the lime, you got the orange, and you have the strawberry. You got
But
your good
just
thing.
like if you actually get excited about those, especially if you're the person that put them at 13, if you get excited about these, you're probably homeschooled. Let's
Yeah, I
just
don't
be honest.
understand why they're that
So
high. up on
I
the
was
list.
just gonna say the person that made the list probably is in fact homeschooled.
Oh boy, Mom, I get flavored Tootsie Rolls. Cool.
Yeah, it just seems a little high on the list.
I like the banana flavor the best.
So flavored Tootsie Rolls are 13, while M&Ms, let me see, Gummy Bears, Skittles, Nerds, Milky Way's all right.
Yeah,
Whoppers,
Whoppers are
Sour
gross.
Patch Kids, Jolly Ranchers, and Airheads are
Mhm.
all behind flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, that don't make any sense at all.
No, this is madness.
Because Tootsie Roll is one of those candies that I put on the parade candy list. That's like the Skid Row of candy. Like, they literally throw it away at a parade that was put on by the state, and what's the cheapest candy they can find and just throw at kids as they're driving by? Parade
Yeah,
candy.
that
usually
is the
fucking
official parade candy. Of
It's
the United
usually
States.
Tootsie Rolls and those like Pals bubble gum, like that,
Yep.
that really nasty hard
Bazooka
bubble-
Joe.
Bazooka Joe.
You kill people.
Well, hey, at
with.
least Bazooka Joe has a comic strip inside, so that gives it a little bit extra value. But just the Pals bubble gum, like you get a big giant bag of it for like 5 cents. That's parade candy.
If you took a piece of Bazooka Joe bubble gum and shot it out of a slingshot at somebody from like 30 feet away, you'd probably penetrate their skull.
Yep,
You kill Pennywise with them.
pretty much. Yeah.
Number 12 is Heath Bars.
Those are good. I like those.
Yeah, Heath bars are good.
You gotta
Like-
eat them slowly though, because that toffee will break your shit.
Dude,
Mhm.
okay. I know they don't have them up in Michigan, but Adam, go to your nearest Publix today. Go buy Heath Bar cookies from the Publix bakery.
Oh, I imagine those are amazing. You know what else a Heath bar
Oh my
tastes
God,
really
it's
good in? Cody is put in a freaking concrete mixer or a Blizzard Heath bar. That's some good stuff right there, homie.
I need
In
some
fact,
Culver's now.
if you really want to be crazy, go to Culver's and get half Heath bar and half Butterfinger. Now you're talking
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
Yeah, now you're talking about a good time right there.
Dude,
you
we're
want
gonna
to
need
get
to
some
save your
diabetes?
foot.
You want to get some diabetes? Go there. Don't tell me I don't know what good is. All right,
Diabetes. Come on.
Yeah. Heath bar and Butterfinger in a concrete mixer. Oh, buddy,
God damn it. No. See,
buddy,
this-
buddy.
the Culver's, like where I used to live, was like 5 minutes from my house. Like everything was like seriously, like 5-6 minutes away from my house. And like now, if I want to go to Culver's, I have to drive 40 fucking minutes.
You know what's
I am
crazy-
thankfully
crazy is
close to 2 different Culvers here, so I don't have to worry about being too far away. And that is, in fact, my favorite fast food joint. I like Culver's the best.
Everything is far away from me where I live here. Jesus.
You need to move.
I do. I hate it here. I really do. I moved back to my hometown and I've lived here for a year. And it's like,
Come down to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs.
I trust me, man. If I could get the hell out of Michigan and go down south, I would. I
Can you
absolutely.
imagine how much trouble we get into if we
Oh my!
got Pete
If we were
down
all the
here
same state,
and we went to like a theme park, we'd be kicked out in like 10 minutes. I know it.
I would be.
I'm well behaved. I don't know what you're talking about.
They'd be writing newspaper articles about us. We'd be up in the post office, like
The
on
Phantom
the
Menace strikes again.
First of
Yeah.
all, they'd think I was a fucking Canadian. They'd probably, are you talking? Are you Canadian? No, I'm not fucking Canadian. God damn it, eh?
No, after watching 4 seasons of Letterkenny, I'm telling you, you're definitely not Canadian.
Yes, thank God. I learned that from Trailer Park Boys. I'm like, 'cause
Or Trailer Park Boys. Yeah.
I like. I'm not. I'm team. It comes to Canadian comedies. I'm Trailer Park Boys, but I don't go past season 7. But yeah, that's somebody said that when I was in the Dominican. Like, oh, you what kind of accent? Are you Canadian? I'll fucking slap you in the head.
You go
Yeah,
Mustafari, and they're gonna.
I would take offense to that too, for sure.
I was like, oh, you're almost from Canada. You're from Michigan. I'm like, no, bitch, I'm not almost from Canada. I'm still in the United States of America. I will cut you.
I'm from Naboo.
I'm from Naboo. I'm from
You're like,
Kashyyyk.
huh?
I'm from
Chief?
Kashyyyk.
Number 11, Starburst.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm,
That's good stuff.
Can't mess with a classic.
Nope.
All the Starbursts. Tropical on that one too.
Yeah.
I have this thing with tropical fruit. I just
I don't blame you
fruit
there.
for
I don't
anything.
blame
Yeah.
You're turning into a Floridian. I approve of that.
I was into that stuff before I got here, but when I got here, I liked it even more. I'm like, yeah, tropical everything. Just
You know what's weird though?
shower me with it. Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Giggity.
Yeah. But you know what's weird is like, is it lazy of me to say this? But I prefer like the bags that are sealed that have the like unwrapped Starburst.
Yeah.
It's just, does it take too much time to unwrap them, or is it just me?
No, it's a pain in the ass. I prefer them unwrapped in the big bags, just like unshelled pistachios.
Ooh.
Yep. Unshelled
Damn,
pistachios.
this show is just all food and fattening.
Hey,
and
you started it with the candy, bub.
I know,
you're
but-
talking about candy. I'm
It's
like,
all on
Halloween.
you. You started this.
all right, guys. So we've gone from
Never bring a
30 to
fat guy
11.
into a stream about food. All right, you'll be sorry. Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, so we've gotten from number 30, Airheads, down to 11. So Airheads, Jolly Ranchers, Sour Patch Kids, Runts, which makes no sense, Blow Pops, Whoppers, Milk Duds, Milky Ways, Laffy Taffy, Nerds, Skittles, Payday, Gummy Bears, Junior Mints, Twizzlers, Baby Ruth, M&M's, Flavor Tootsie Rolls, which is awful, Heath, and Starburst. So top 10. Are you ready?
All right.
So this is the make or break right here.
This is going to anger me, isn't it?
This may or may not. I don't know.
My
I'm not
anxiety
mad so
level's
far.
building up now.
So number 10, Hershey bars.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Should
Easily.
be higher.
You can't mess with Hershey, man.
Mm-mm.
You know, when it comes to chocolate, that's the classic.
Yep.
And that's that. Why do you think so many recipes have Hershey on
Hershey.
the box? Because they know that sells.
We know what's crazy. Yingling, the beer. I
Mhm.
Yeah.
love Yingling. They just came out with a Hershey Porter.
Whoa.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh man. Of all
You
the
can
times
only
in my
get
life
it, like,
to stop
on
drinking.
tap.
Wow.
You can only get it on tap in like certain states.
Huh.
So there's no bar at all or restaurant in Florida where you can get it.
well, that's unfortunate.
It's bullshit.
That's a wasted opportunity right there, buddy.
Oh my god. It's like Nancy from Stranger Things. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's just you're bullshit.
I like that part.
Number 9. Piece of candy. Reese's Pieces.
Yay.
Yeah. I
Ooh,
love
piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
them.
So, true story about Reese's Pieces. You guys have all seen E.T., I assume. Okay. I'm one of those guys that's old enough to remember seeing E.T. when it came out. And my mom took me to see E.T. because she was a big fan of Steven Spielberg movies. All right. Took us to see E.T.
JJ.
And literally during the scene where they use the Reese's Pieces to lure E.T. out of the cornfield and into the house, my mom reaches into her purse and pulls out a bag of Reese's Pieces and hands it to me right in the middle of the movie theater.
Well, that's awesome.
It was awesome. And I tell her that all the time. I'm like, did you plan that? And she's like,
Perfect.
no, I did not know that was going to happen in the movie. I just bought Reese's Pieces because I liked them.
Hey.
Yep. Those are
Dude,
great.
that's
Yeah.
The
hilarious.
timing could not have been more perfect. And I always remember that moment because I'm like, that was like a commercial moment. You just like reenacted it, you know, like you handed me a bag of Reese's in the middle of the movie with the obvious product placement with the Reese's Pieces. You handed it to me in the movie theater, packed movie theater, people watching ET.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. I like ET. Oh, and the ride at Universal Studios, like in the gift shop, you can get Reese's Pieces and shit like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's pretty cool. But that ride's terrible though. They need to get rid of it.
I imagine. I didn't get on that one. I usually when I went to Universal last time, but all I got on was like all the 3D rides because of the hernia I got, I can't get on certain rides because of the where the roll bar comes down, it like comes right down on my stomach and I can't make it go down all the way. So if I get on the 3D rides, those roll bars don't go down quite as far, or else they go like they hit you at chest level because they're not quite as dangerous. So I got on all those like 3D rides.
You might be able to do ET, dude. It's such a slow ride. It's like the most outdated ride there, honestly.
I did Transformers. I did Fast and Furious. I think was the first one I got on. I love that. I got on. We didn't get a chance to get on Kong Skull Island, so I'm planning on doing that next year. And then I did Jurassic Park. I had to do Jurassic Park. I loved that one.
Jurassic Park's dope. But they don't see it. They don't sell
Transformers. So that one was good. Spider-Man. That one was pretty dope. I like all those 3D rides. Yeah,
Spider-Man and Men in Black, best rides.
Don't think I got on that one. I'll have to try that one next time. Yeah.
Man, I
a lot of it was just that the lines were really long because I would have gotten on every single one of those 3D rides, but it was packed because it was like early spring. You know, it's like packed there and the weather's perfect. You know, so
in the wintertime, we got to go to the Harry Potter section. They have and they have a candy store there with all the stuff from like the movies. And stuff.
Well, there's where we'll do our live stream from the candy store. We'll just like get people riled up, like
get pissed off. Like, candy corn. What's this bullshit?
Candy corn in the winter? What is this sorcery?
They need to make red and like.
As long as you're on candy corn, not to derail your entire candy speech, but do you prefer the candy corns or do you like them little round pumpkins? You know what I'm talking about? The little quarter-sized pumpkins that are made out of the same shit you make candy corn out of, whatever that shit is.
Man, they can miss me with that. That's what pumpkin spice lattes are for. You can talk shit all you want.
I mean, it ain't marshmallow. It's definitely made out of sugar and corn syrup and God knows whatever bullshit they can find. You know,
just like every Reese's doesn't taste the same. Like the Santa one versus the pumpkin one, same thing. Pumpkin
mixed with the tears of small children. Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. I don't know if it's a gazebo effect, but it's fucking. It's a fact. It's a fact from me. Okay, so get with it, America. And that's what grinds my gears. Okay. Number 8. This is my top 5 Nestle Crunch bars.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Definitely Team Nestle here.
That's an all-American classic.
Go to the movies and you get the box of Nestle Crunch Bites. Oh, money.
Those yummy little rice cereal thing that they put in the middle of there. Oh, so good. Yep. That's another thing that tastes good in a concrete mixer. Nestle.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete. Man. Number 7. Mr. Good Bar.
I'm not really a fan.
Only if there's nothing else. Yeah, that's like usually Mr. Good Bar is like what gets at the bottom of the candy dish or your trick or treat sack or whatever. It's like you'll eat those before you eat the Almond Joys. Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Good Bar goes last normally. It's basically it's a Goober bar.
It's a really bad knockoff of a Hershey bar with peanuts in it.
Yeah.
That's whatever. There's like a thing that people do in Georgia, apparently. They put peanuts in Coke. That's a thing.
In what?
Coke. Coca-Cola.
Ugh.
They take peanuts and they put it in Coca-Cola.
That doesn't even sound good.
No wonder there's so many problems down there, dude.
Jesus. First of all, I don't even drink Coca-Cola, not even with rum or whiskey, because when I worked at an auto shop, ran a quick lube, and when I used to clean the terminals off of people's batteries, they get corroded, use Coca-Cola. And if you've ever seen Coke sit there and eat away corrosion, there is no way on God's green earth I'm putting that in my body. And I smoke goddamn cigarettes. So that ought to tell you what I think about Coke. No, man.
That makes me want to go grab another Pepsi.
I'm telling you. I used to drink, I never really drank a lot of pop, soda. I say soda most of the time. I get my wife always says, "You're weird. You say soda and you live in Michigan," but I don't know. Pop
soda ain't pop.
You shouldn't say sody.
Yeah, I don't say sody pop, but no.
Depending on how far south you go, sody water.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'd never heard anybody ask for, like, when I managed that ice cream shop, this family come in and I could tell they're from down south by their accent. I just couldn't, figure out where. And they were like, "What kind of Coke do you have?" I was like, "Well, I got diet, cherry, and regular." And they're like, "You don't have any lime or orange Coke?" I'm like, "Where in the hell are you from?"
I've tried that lime Coke. That is not good.
No,
Are they from Texas?
they were from Texas. Yep.
Exactly, because that's fucking retarded.
Yep. Everybody.
Whoa.
Coke. I want a lemon lime Coke. No, it's Sprite, jackass. It has its own name.
I was like, orange Coke. You mean like Fanta or like orange Fago? Like, motherfucker, you're in Michigan, bitch. You with the Juggalos now. I'm gonna spray you with Fago.
Makes no sense. It's like, I want a root beer Coke.
Yeah, you want a root beer,
You want me
then,
to
right?
fix it? No, a root beer Coke. You mean a root beer?
Everything is a goddamn Coke. I'm like, no, it's not.
At that point, you're just in a fucking cartoon. Like,
Yep.
what is happening?
It is. It just shit just gets derailed from there.
Number 6, just like you were mentioning earlier, Adam, 100 grand.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
I haven't had one of those in so long. I can't even really.
I don't know why they don't just sell. They used to sell those like at the checkout line. You notice that the candy selection of the checkout lines have gotten lamer and lamer over the years. Like the older I get, it's like every once in a while you'll see something good in there. That's like where they'll try like the new stuff. It's like in the checkout lane of a grocery store. Used to have a 100 grand bar and it'd be like two little bars inside of a big wrapper.
Yep.
Those things are amazing. It's just the right amount of caramel and whatever the hell else it is that they put in there is so good. Oh.
You know what I just realized? That we've been going on about candy for an hour.
We haven't.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It's Halloween, whatever.
All right, top 5. All right, you ready?
Let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
go speed round up until we get to number 1, and number 1 is good. So number 5, Butterfinger.
Oh god, yeah.
Yep.
Another good concrete mixer. We established that.
It's chocolate coated glass, but it's good.
It's so delicious.
Yeah, I think it's a better topping than a candy bar for real.
It is. Number 4, Kit Kat.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I just ate like 6 of those last night.
Hey guys. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Bar. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Wait, it says it's the closest your Halloween bag's gonna come to having a sandwich inside. What?
Kit Kat?
And let's be honest, milk chocolate and sugary wafers are way better
and the wafer underneath. I gotcha. Okay,
than a tiny tuna on rye, especially after they've been sitting in a pillowcase for a few hours. Plus, the 2x2 snack-size Kit Kats act as an adorable accessory for your Hacksaw Jim Duggan costume. That's clever. Hello. I actually went to school with his daughters.
I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
I've
met him before. I went to school with, it was weird. I went to elementary school with one of his daughters. Then they moved. And then I went to college with his oldest one. I'm like, what? Out of state too, mind you. So that was just really, really, really coincidental.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. Number 3, Snickers.
Yep.
That belongs higher on that list, but I'm just glad it's in the top
Higher
10.
than 3? Bro.
The peanut butter Snickers,
didn't even
man.
make it 3. They even barely made it past fucking 20.
Those new peanut butter Snickers are the shit, dude. Those are amazing.
All the Snickers, dude. It just, that old saying that if you're hungry enough, a Snickers can almost be a steak dinner. That's true.
It is.
You can eat Snickers as a meal for sure.
Oh hell yeah!
I had ice cream tonight for dinner.
And you know what's funny is I didn't really like Snickers that much when I was a kid because I didn't like candy with like any kind of nuts inside of it, But as I got older, I realized like Snickers is like, God, this is the best candy bar ever, Like really.
Yeah.
And those Snickers ice cream bars are shit. Those are
God, yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, right here, number 2. I don't think it belongs at 2. It should be at least top 10, but not 2. Definitely better than whatchamacallit. What was the whatchamacallit should be on here and they're not. Yeah, it should be higher than it should take the place of Mr. Goodbar. I don't know why that's even on there, but
I don't even think that belongs in the top 30.
Twix.
Oh,
I like Twix.
I love Twix.
I like Twix.
And then number 1, Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah. Yep.
We're talking about
all I would have done with this top 5 list is I would have flip-flopped Reese's with Snickers. That's the only thing I would have changed.
False.
Yeah, I'm good as is.
Okay.
Yeah, I can live with it. Except for, dude, number 30 through 20 was a whole clusterfuck. It was Airheads for whatever reason. Jolly Ranchers, Sour Patch Kids. The bottom 3 should have been top 10, but the hell do I know?
I forgot what's in a whatchamacallit.
Badass 24-year-old who
what's in those?
Halloween and loving candy, but whatever.
Whatchamacallit? What's in those again? I'm trying to remember if I've had those before or not.
Fat. I don't know. Honestly, a bar
Sure.
that
Sure.
call it. How the hell does anyone know what's in it?
So whatchamacallit? Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know what it is. Is it,
Moving on.
Isn't it like a Chico stick?
Oh,
What's a Chico stick?
You ever had Chico stick?
Is that like a Florida thing that I don't know about because I haven't lived here longer than 4 years?
No, it's an American thing.
I don't know what a Chico stick is. Yeah,
It's like Butterfinger without chocolate.
why would I want that? What's a Butterfinger without chocolate, dude? It's like you said, it's glass. You said it yourself. It's just glass if you don't put chocolate on it.
It tastes better than a damn Butterfinger.
If you say so.
Hold on, let me find this real quick for you. Let me enlighten you.
I'm scared. I need an adult. I need an adult.
Culture your ass. All right. All right, here's a good picture.
Culture my ass. I'll culture you.
Spare me, LaFleur. All right. So it's this right here.
It looks like a giant Cheeto.
You're a giant Cheeto.
yeah, I've never had one of those.
No, never
They're
had
good.
that.
I don't know how to describe it.
There's some strange things I noticed
They're
when I
not
moved.
even Butterfinger. I wouldn't even say Butterfinger. It's
Something you guys have down here that we don't have in Illinois is like pickled eggs at the grocery store, like in the
fuck
checkout
that,
lane.
dude. That's not even a Florida thing. That's like a Yankee thing.
No, I don't remember ever seeing those little pink eggs that they say are pickled eggs or whatever.
My grandma loves her some pickled eggs.
And pickled sausages,
Ugh.
those are those look gross.
I would say Chico Stick's more like peanut butter tasting, but it's
No, I never had those.
It's got a crunchy like texture to it. So
So it's a round Butterfinger.
It looks like a repurposed Cheeto.
all right, well that's about it. So repurposed Cheeto.
At least now I know what it is.
Hey kids, you want a dessert Cheeto? There you go.
So we crushed up some Cheetos, heated them up, and then made a new Cheeto.
That's just that Family Guy clip where the fucking Chester Cheetah's sitting there and he's dicing up those Cheetos on the glass table. He's like, Neil Peart is the best fucking drummer ever, and smash his hand.
Don't get me started on Rush, dude. F
It
that,
ain't easy
man.
being cheesy.
I hate Rush so much. Oh.
Really? I love
Hey, Rush?
No, dude. Okay, in 2012, I think
Rush
it was
is
like
variety, bitch.
was their last tour, and my best friend, he had tickets to see Rush, and I didn't want to go, and whoever was originally going to go with him backed out. He's like, dude, it's a free ticket, I'll even drive you there. I'm like, fine. Went to go see Rush. I never saw time go by slower in my entire life.
Oh my god.
See, they were
Why?
just in Detroit a couple
Why?
years ago for their R40 tour. A
Ugh.
bunch of my friends went. But
Yeah, I've seen Rush, and I think it's one of the most overrated groups. Oh man, hate Rush.
You ever seen the movie Fanboys?
Yep.
Yeah, the one guy, Hutch, in the movie, he's obsessed with Rush.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it.
They're like in the van, and he's like, all right, one of the guys is like, all right, let's play some tunes. And he's looking through his like music collection in the
It's all
van.
Rush.
It's all cassette tapes of Rush. And he's like, what the hell, Hutch? That's all Rush. He's like, there's no variety. And then Hutch goes, Rush is variety, bitch. He's like, rule number 1, it's all Rush all the time.
It was like 2 hours of just and just repeat that riff over and over and over again with different drum lines and
That's
different
basically
keyboards.
Molly Hatchet live. Molly Hatchet came to my hometown a couple years ago for like a Mardi Gras festival. Worst, like they're not untalented, but they kind of just get by because they're all drunk. Lead singer was too. Lead singer was awful the whole time. He was like, yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, I love this song. I'm like, isn't that the same one?
I haven't heard this song since they played it in the garden in '72.
They're all screaming and their dips flying out of their mouth. You're like, oh my god,
Gross.
Yeah.
That sounds like the same crowd that goes to Leonard Skinner concerts, man.
Oh god.
another Florida band.
That was another group that I was dragged to go see. I saw a festival, and it was Ted Nugent and Leonard Skinner and the band that plays Eye of the Tiger. Those guys.
Oh, Europe. No, that's Final
Not
Countdown.
Europe. Oh God, I can't
Who's
Final
the-
Countdown. You got that one mixed up.
Survivor. Yeah,
Survivor. Yep.
Now I like Survivor. I think Survivor was there, and then also Deep Purple was there. I like Deep Purple, but I didn't like Leonard Skinner, man, and I really couldn't stand Ted Nugent. Oof. It was
What's
like all treble, like 100% treble concert.
What's crazy is Leonard Skinner's from Jacksonville, Molly Hatchet's from Palatka, and Ted Nugent. I don't really listen to Ted Nugent, but my
You
buddy,
shouldn't. Yeah.
I do.
my buddy from college, from my sophomore year in college, up in Jacksonville, really, really good buddy of mine up there. But that's his uncle.
Nuge?
Yep.
He's like a sheriff in Michigan, like an honorary sheriff, and like it's down by where he's got one of his ranches. In South
Giving that guy any kind of a badge is a mistake.
Southwest Michigan. No, I've got a bunch of his old records, vinyl and shit. Like, I used to all my buddies' dads used to listen to it because they're all a bunch of I'm from northern Michigan. They're all a bunch of fucking rednecks. So they listened to a lot of that. It kind of grew on me. Like I said, I like, Stranglehold and shit like that. Basically, what was the other one? I think it was Stranglehold or Free for All, because they used it in the fucking Boogie Nights movie. I think it was Stranglehold. They used in Boogie Nights. So I just kind of picked up that. But no, like Cat Scratch Fever and old Fred Bear. You always listen to Fred Bear up here if you're any kind of deer hunter. It's kind of like a rite of passage as a teenager, I think. But yeah, I don't, like I said, just some of the older, all this is older shit. I wouldn't go to a concert or anything. I was kind of bummed I missed I was going to go see Kid Rock just because I haven't seen him. I just want to go see the older stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go see him do like the Devil Without a Cause shit. I don't care about what you're doing now. I don't care about your politics. I just want to hear you play some songs.
I always tell people that Rush is Pink Floyd for blue collar guys.
Yeah, I can see that. I love
it's like everybody at the show like acts like they're like way more intellectual than they really are. And it's like, yeah, no, I think Pink Floyd did all this stuff better.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to disagree with that. Pink Floyd is fucking amazing.
Yep.
They're amazing. God.
I love them. I do.
That and like Led Zeppelin are probably like my two. Like Zeppelin is like my favorite band of like pretty much ever. Absolutely amazing. I was kind of bummed out. I tried to talk my wife into going because they were out at Red Rock. They did a reunion. Obviously sans what's his name? The drummer. But his son filled in, I believe. So I really want to go out there, but it was so fucking expensive. And
Zeppelin, I can imagine would be really expensive. I'm not really a big Zeppelin fan. I don't hate them. I don't think they're as great as everybody like goes on about. Like a Zeppelin fans just like to just drone on about it all day, and it's like there's other bands out there I just really watch.
I saw Alter Bridge this weekend. And,
how was that? Was that a good time?
Fucking amazing, dude. Like them and Collective Soul are my two favorites, so they were kind of like right there with each other on my list. Don't worry about.
Turn your head, no baby, just
out. Oh God, say this. Cody's got an old soul for a 25.
We're dating ourselves now. Yeah. It's like,
yep.
Bruh, you listen to some Candlebox, bruh.
Oh God, you left me far behind. God damn it!
I was working at Musicland. I was working at Musicland. It was like one of the best jobs I ever had in my whole life. Like when Collective Soul and Candlebox were like huge. And
God,
these Dudesky bros be walking in with the chaw on their lip, like, you got some Candlebox, bro.
Oh God, I used to have
Collective Soul.
I think I still might have a Candlebox CD somewhere around here.
I like them. Yeah,
I do. But no, you mentioned Alter Bridge. That was like, what is it? Creed.
It's Creed with Miles Kennedy, basically.
Yep. So it's kind of like whatchamacallit, Days of the New became Tantric when the lead singer left and just picked up a new band.
Yeah. Adam, where'd you go, bro?
Nope. He tried to. He did this last night. He was trying to eggs out of like something on my stream, and he just bumped himself out. There he is.
Yeah,
there he is.
And I wanted to click over to the chat because I wanted to tell Seth that I like Foo Fighters as well. They're a great band. It's
Foo
like
Fighters.
we
Foo
hardly ever
Fighters.
we hardly ever agree on anything. So yeah, I love Foo Fighters. I do.
Foo
Fighters.
They're hit and miss, man. For me, I'm not a big Foo Fighters fan.
Oh, I love them.
I like
do.
Dave Grohl. I really do.
He's
I,
a fantastic guy. Yeah.
Yep, I really respect Dave Grohl because he's talented as fuck. But
I'm one of those a-holes that saw Nirvana live.
Oh God.
Yeah, I saw them before they were big stuff, like literally weeks before Teen Spirit came out.
I agree. I see, like that came out when I was like in 6th grade, man. And my
Hate
God.
Nirvana.
I love.
There was a time when I lived close enough to
so annoying.
Chicago, I saw like every concert, and that's like
Yeah.
where all my money went when I was a kid was concerts. That was just my thing, you know.
It was crazy. I remember being in high school. It wasn't that long ago, but about 7-8 years ago. I remember seeing like these girls in like math class, and they had Nirvana t-shirts on. I'm like, do you actually listen to Nirvana? Really? I was like, because they sound like shit.
They're not a good live band. I have to admit that. That album that was really popular is because it was produced so well, you know. So, but yeah, they're not a great live band. But Foo Fighters, I haven't seen live. I would love to though.
But no, I mean, Alter Bridge, bro, that band kicks so much ass. And they had a band open for them. They're called Dirty Honey, and not bad. The lead singer sounds basically like if Geddy Lee and Robert Plant had a baby.
Ugh.
No, I mean, like in a good way though. Like more like Robert Plant than anything. But holy shit, he got some pipes on him. But dude, you want a freaking good rock band though, man? Oh man. Boom.
I was gonna say, be careful, they'll strike you. I
don't want any money.
Well, no, what I mean is to strike it won't let you upload the video if you play too much of a song. I made that mistake with recently with Send in the Clowns when I did Joker. I played that song, and they literally they struck it and they wouldn't let me upload it.
Oh man.
So I had to go back and edit it out.
Well, YouTube, man, you guys need to.
I know you need to calm down a
Ease
little
up
bit
a
with
little
that
bit.
stuff. Yeah, they're getting crazy with it. It's like any kind of music at all, just anything.
Well, it's like you got people that actually like the only thing they put on YouTube are songs from other bands, and you don't copyright strike them.
That's the problem. So many people abused it that now they've cracked down on it so much to where it's affecting everybody now. It's you know how they always say that old term, you know, it takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. That's what happened. Because like a few years ago, you could upload anything with any song. It was no big deal. And now it's like you put like 10 seconds of a song. It's like copyright strike. You know, I got copyright claims. Not now claims doesn't. They'll leave the video up, but they'll claim any revenue you made off of it. When I did that Cynical Cyborg review, I was doing that movie Megaforce. And there's a part where he's flying a motorcycle. And while he's spinning around, I played just enough of Highway to the Danger Zone to where you could tell what the song was, because when I was seeing that, I thought it'd be funny to put that in the background while he's flying around in his motorcycle. And I got a claim for that. And I got a claim for, there's another song I used in that video. I got a claim for that one too. It's just, it was a second of Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up.
Oh God.
Because I was doing it for
strangers to love.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those Rickroll videos. It was the Rickroll video where he turns on R2-D2 and like the little Rick Astley image comes down. I used part of that in the video just as a joke for holograms, and I got a claim for that one too. And it's the two in the same video. I'm like, good God, you guys have no sense of humor.
All right, well, we're at 5 viewers right now, guys. If you can, hit the like button, pound it, and share the video if you can. That'd be great. Get some more viewers.
Poke it, man. Poke the like button.
Bitch, slap that like button.
Poke it. Lick it.
Please press it. Thank you.
Lick it and let me know what it tastes like.
Okay, we're going a little too far here, Mr. Snickers.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
The snozberries taste exactly like snozberries.
Does the like button taste like likes?
It tastes better than Weiss and Benioff ice cream, which tastes like hollow, empty disappointment.
Dirty ashtray. Sawdust.
All right, so before we get going to the next part, again, like, subscribe, go over to E-Type of Cooley is the place to be reviews. Subscribe to them as well, and also Raiders of the Lost Flicks. pound the like
Huzzah!
button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications on their channels. They are good YouTubers. Please go do it. I'm asking you politely. Please do it before I don't ask you politely.
Do it now.
Do it now.
before I start getting demanding.
So, anyways, and thanks, Monica. You're welcome. All right, so we're gonna get to our next segment on this show. Best movie monsters. So, just I don't know, just an estimate. Just I don't know, a couple.
Does it have to be? I was thinking about that because I saw you mentioning that before we went online. And I was trying to think of my favorite. Does it have to be a classic movie monster or something a little bit more recent?
Anything you want.
Because if I'm thinking classic, I'm thinking Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Ooh. Solid.
And if I'm thinking modern, it would definitely have to be the Alien, the original from the original Alien movie.
Solid. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Pete?
Oh, I've got an image right here that I'm going to share because this one is from a 1989 film that is one of my favorite kind of off kilter horror movies.
Now you got me really excited.
Yeah, let's see here. It of course stars Mr. Lance Henriksen, but then again, which horror sci-fi movie in the 80s didn't?
This got to be the Pumpkinhead. Is it a Pumpkinhead?
Can you see it there? It's go to the bottom and add my screen share, Cody.
Got it.
Yep,
there it is.
It's the Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead, man.
That's a good movie.
Nice.
That movie and that character, that movie terrified me as a kid. Like I watched Freddy at like age 7 and or 6, and I was watching Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees already. I saw this at 9, and this thing just scared the shit out of me.
Yep, it's a good movie. This is one of those ones where the special effects guy, like that was his passion project, was to make this.
Yeah.
Click that one on the bottom left.
This one right here.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
they did, and the sequels were like they did like a Hatfields and McCoys type sequel for like the third one because of where it takes place. They weren't as good, but still they were still kind of cool just because. But there's no topping that original one, man. That was just terrifying, and the acting is bad. The ancillary characters.
Yeah, it's not really so much a good movie. It's just a really good concept, and it kind of all goes together. Everything that's bad about it is offset by something that's really good.
Yep, and it's a revenge demon, which is very, very cool. A great concept.
It's an interesting story. Yeah, I like the story. I'm actually surprised that they haven't tried to revitalize that, and because it's a good concept. I like the concept.
I really, like I said, I always enjoyed that. There, I'll stop sharing that.
He does kind of remind me of the guy, the Giger alien, a little bit though.
Yeah,
a little bit,
just a little. Yeah, I think
I like the fact that it's a demon though, rather than just a different species.
But that Giger alien like really revolutionized like monsters in movies in general, and that's why I brought that one up, because it's like after that you just changed the whole landscape. Like everybody had to step their game up because Giger's alien was so terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say mine would probably be one of them, the Predator.
Yep, he's the coolest. Like if I had to be a movie monster, I'd want to be a Predator.
For fucking sure.
Just for his tech alone,
Oh yeah.
Plus, I like the idea that wherever he is, like they live in a warmer climate, and I prefer warmer climates. So I think I can get down with the Predator.
Well, actually, I like a lot also. Very underrated movie, and it gets bashed a lot more than what it should. But Van Helsing, I like Dracula in that movie. The Hugh Jackman Van Helsing.
That movie has a really great opening. And then after that, it's just kind of it is what it is. But I really like the opening of that movie, and that is a pretty cool Dracula. He reminds me of David Bowie.
Dude, he is that. I don't know who the actor is, but he is like, God, that role he did in that movie, man. He did such a great job, and he commanded the Dracula role so perfectly, and with such charisma, and like, I don't know, he just acted like was a boss ass bitch in that movie.
My favorite Dracula is Bram Stoker, though. The Gary Oldman is Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's the best part about that. The rest of the cast, not so much, but definitely Gary Oldman's performance as Dracula is awesome.
Gary Oldman's the man.
Yes, he is.
Because it's Gary Oldman.
He
Gary
really takes his work seriously, and when you take him off the chain, I feel bad that he got kind of typecast as a villain for a while, but he finally broke out of it. It just took him a while to get. I don't think he really cared that he was typecast, but it's like for the entirety of the '90s, your go-to villain was always Gary Oldman.
Well, I mean, he's good with that, but I say he's like up there with Johnny Depp as far as like getting into character and everything.
Oh,
yes.
Making the character.
Oh yeah,
like,
he could act circles around Johnny Depp for sure.
His role in The Fifth Element, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that movie, man.
I know. That
And I know you guys
amazing.
don't really care too much about Harry Potter. I know Pete, you've never seen it, but Gary Oldman is Harry Potter's godfather.
Okay.
His name is Sirius.
Okay.
His name is Sirius Black. And in the third movie or the third book, it's called The Prisoner of Azkaban. Well, he's the prisoner of Azkaban.
I actually have seen The Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I've seen the first 3 Harry Potter movies.
Oh, okay, good. So you know. So
he
basically
Pete.
He breaks out of
watching them. Yeah.
He breaks out of prison basically.
Okay.
And there's a rumor going on that he broke out of prison and he's going to try to kill Harry because he was framed by Voldemort and a couple of his followers. They made it seem like Sirius Black had a hand in killing Harry's parents, but he actually didn't. So he was framed for years and he basically was rotting in prison. Well, he basically he broke out, and the whole movie basically is like Harry trying to stay away from Sirius. And then just shit happens and he finds out that it's actually his godfather and all that, but does a great job as Sirius, and he's in a few of the movies. And he just does a great job, and he's a fan favorite. How good he is, and he's very lovable, and it just goes to show that Gary Oldman can play anything you want, just about. But Harry Potter's a good Halloween, any holiday movie really. Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, fireworks, kind of like the spells they shoot out, whatever. But yeah, movie monsters, I don't know. I would probably say a werewolf as well. I like the monsters and everything for Van Helsing. They did werewolves really well. They did vampires really well.
Well,
the Dracula
werewolves for me, it's American Werewolf in London. That is the absolute best werewolf movie there is. Period. Until I see something better.
Those are good. Underworld's okay. They're more of like dogs than anything, really.
I like Silver Bullet if we're talking werewolf movies.
Silver Bullet's pretty good, but I didn't like the way that the werewolf looked at the end. I thought he looked a little janky.
He did, but what was that made?
That movie's like no budget though. Yeah,
no,
it's a really good story, and it's done. I think Corey Haim and Gary Busey do a great job in that movie.
Yep,
and also the guy that plays the preacher does a really good job. Like that guy was like super scary in that movie. But the werewolf in that movie, just I don't know. I mean, considering that came out after American Werewolf in London, I think they need to step their game up with the way their werewolf looked. Because my second favorite werewolf would be the one from The Howling.
Yep, that's another good movie.
That's a classic too, you know. But it's not as good as American Werewolf in London. And of course, me, you know me, I live in humor, and the fact that that's just as scary as it is funny makes that movie perfect. It's perfection.
As far as movie monsters go, I don't know. Van Helsing is probably one of my favorite, at least top 10 movies, probably. Just because all the monsters in it, they do such a good job with the design and everything. From the vampires, the werewolves, to Frankenstein, I thought was really cool. To just, I don't know, everything. That was sick.
How do you feel about Brendan Fraser's Mummy?
I love that. I love those movies, except the third
do too.
one.
I like the first one. I'm not really a fan of the sequels, but Mummy's one of those movies I put on and watch it over and over and over. I was just addicted to it.
Oh, and the freaking Mummy roller coaster at Universal.
Money. That's one I wanted to get on that one, and that's one of the ones where the belt just comes down right where the hernia starts. And I'm like, damn it! One of these days I am going to get on that ride if it kills me.
Yeah, well, Monica apparently thinks the alien from Mac and Me is her favorite. So.
That one's pretty bad. Yeah, got a very nefarious face. Yeah.
Oh man,
You should screen share that one. Let me pull it up for you.
I got it. Yeah, pull up the Mac and Me alien. God, he's fucking terrifying looking.
I love that movie though.
Oh my god, it's awful. Just, ooh.
Okay. All right, I got it.
You got it.
Yep.
The aliens from Mac and Me just look like droopy nutsacks.
He does.
It's like a droopy ball sack. Look at him, dude. You slap a kielbasa between two of them fuckers, and yeah, it looks bad.
Just drink it in, and know that this is Canon Films' answer. This was their answer to E.T. They thought this would be cute.
Oh my god.
This was their version of E.T., dude. This is what they came up with. Let me see if I can find the whole family. Hold on.
Oh God.
Stop that. And
The testicle family.
Mac and Me family. Family photo.
They're saggy and they're droopy.
Here we go. All right.
Monica's gonna have nightmares now about fucking Mac and Me aliens.
This is just for MJ.
As if Brie Larson's glitter feet weren't bad enough in Unicorn Star. Now we have the Mac and Me family.
Oh god. About choked on my candy corn, bro.
It's really bad, dude. Watching them walk around and they all got that same face. It just looks like they screwed the pooch, you know. I mean, it's ooh.
They look like like Ethiopians that are like starving. They're like emaciated and shit.
Starving Marvin.
Yeah, Starving Marvin. Yep, that's your name, Starving Marvin.
Oh god.
Here's my watch.
So bad.
Look at them. Seriously, dude. They're just like fucked up looking like refugees. Look at them.
Ugh.
You don't have to live like a refugee.
See,
you don't have to
E.T.
live
was a
like
puppet.
Mac and
This
Me.
is why
He
we
was a
built the
puppet,
wall.
and these were like people in suits, like really thin people in a costume. Yeah, these. Oh.
They did. They went to like an anorexia clinic, and they're like, "Hey, you, and you, come here." Or they seriously just went to Ethiopia. And
I don't
plucked these
care,
people
dude.
out.
I'm such a fan of Canon Films, though. Those guys, Golan Globus, they just gave no fucks. You know?
Oh,
what
no,
I mean?
I don't
They
mind,
just
dude. I
did
love those
whatever they
movies.
wanted to do. Nobody would stop them. Those guys had balls, but this movie is really bad, and I love it. I do. I love how bad this movie is. I do.
Right.
I love that it exists.
Why am I such a dick? What? What?
Said MJ.
I can never do anything. I can't do nothing. I can't never win. Like being tormented. Were you talking about Mac and Me or Unicorn Store? You better not be talking about Mac and Me like that. I'm talking about we're that's it. We're gonna watch Unicorn Store again.
Oh god.
No, we're not.
no,
I'm
we're
not doing that.
We're
I got
never
some. Whatever day that is, I got something better to do.
We're
I
never.
thought I dodged a bullet with that one.
We're never watching it again. We will never ever have to watch that again. Ever in a million years, watch Unicorn Store again.
Nope. Seen all I needed to see.
Yeah,
I was just surprised that when we watched that she has that look on her face through the entire movie. You know, like every time I see her, she has that look on her face. I'm like, that really is a
Does she
permanent.
really have the plank of wood look on her face the whole
No,
time?
dude, she has the resting bitch face.
Yep.
Like she has a permanent resting bitch face, and that's not a good quality to have.
She just says
She
down
looked like
there,
she had the poo-poo cramps.
Yeah, dude, she's
Monica just says, "Bitch, you can't." Make
she's
me."
a poopy pants. Yeah, as they would say on Letterkenny, she's a poopy pants. Somebody needs a puppers.
Oh god.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna kick Brie Larson right in the snag.
Definitely needs a puppers.
Oh, she's a fucking just an insufferable
Somebody
bitch.
get this girl a puppers.
Oh, that's terrifying. Ooh.
It's about as creepy as her fucking fungi toe.
Her fungi toe. Whoa.
Stop it. Stop it. Next topic.
That's not an RBF. That's a dildo up her ass face. Jesus Christ.
Jeez, Monica. Are you working right now?
She probably is.
I was gonna have you like come on the air with us, but
She's worse
This is-
than me.
This is why she has to keep blocking her account. She's the one doing it.
She gets she
Whew.
She's a savage.
Oh,
She's
my
a
virgin
savage.
eels.
She's a savage beast.
Are you possessed by Pumpkinhead or something?
That was what you had to like. Was it you had to say his? You had to say his name like Candyman. Pumpkinhead.
Oh, I forgot to freaking mention earlier about best movie monsters. Beetlejuice.
Oh God, yeah, dude. Beetlejuice was fucking awesome.
That movie's held up very well.
Yeah.
Remember that was that time period where Tim Burton was doing new things and people
Mhm.
really enjoyed his movies, and before he became a trope all by himself. Like now, like a Tim Burton movie is like it's like you know what you're going to expect. It's like, cue Danny Elfman music, cue Johnny Depp, cue everything's going to look like this weird, creepy gothic cartoon, you know, and there's going to be some version of Helen Bonham Carter in there somewhere, you know.
Yep.
But that was pre Helen Bonham Carter, and back when we all thought that Winona Ryder was pretty hot stuff. At least I did, you know. I think she still looks really good, and I think she's great in Stranger Things. So I don't want to sound like I'm bashing on Winona Ryder, but I did not like Winona Ryder's performance in Bram Stoker's Dracula, because when you watch that movie, everything she said, like her accent is really bad, and she lisps like really bad through the whole movie.
Yeah, it's like this.
I used to have a drinking game. It's like every time you hear her lisp or whistle when she lisps, you have to take a shot. You be blotto and like
Herbert the pervert.
Yeah, she is. She's that bad in that movie. But that just that movie just did not was not a good vehicle for her. But
Pete, can't you do the Herbert thing?
The whistle like this. Every time I talk, I just whistle away. It makes me happy to say,
Oh, Chris.
time of my life.
Yo, I saw this video of some guy, like he was trick-or-treating, probably from last year, but dude walks up to like, you see this like little kid standing there at the door. Doorbell gets rung. Door opens. People are like, oh, hi. This little kid just in a Spider-Man costume, just straight arm, like holding out a bag of candy. And then like they put the candy in there and they're like, all right, well, have a good night. And the kid's still standing there in the same pose. Then the dad walks up and just picks it up and it's a statue. He just gets candy like that. It's the most clever idea I've ever seen in my life.
Awesome.
He just puts the statue up by the door and it looks like a little kid holding his bag out. And he just rings the doorbell real quick. He's like, all right, thank you. Just picks it up.
Thanks. Time to go.
Oh my God. All right. So I know this is kind of a long stream right now. You guys still got time? Hey!
I'm good for a few more minutes.
All right. So spooky stories. Boom. So right now we're going to go to the website that is travelandleisure.com. So America's Most Haunted Places. So another little slideshow. Starting off with some, pretty crazy places. This is where, The Shining was inspired by this place. Do you guys believe in ghosts? Just to start off with, like,
I don't personally believe that in ghosts, because I'm not going to say that they don't exist. I don't know if they exist or not. I don't personally believe in them, but I do find ghost stories and TV shows and books about the paranormal to be fascinating. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah,
and
I feel you there.
I know some of those things contradict themselves, but I think a lot of people embellish that stuff just for attention. So
I think there's a difference between a ghost and like an actual
haunting.
Haunting. Well, I think they're the same thing. I just think that people try to
this
make
place
it seem different.
That you're showing here, the Stanley Hotel, that has been on a lot of like those ghost hunter type shows and stuff like that. I've seen on TV. That's
and I
where
think those shows are bullshit.
Oh, they're 100% bullshit. But I have like a book of just like Chicago hauntings, because there was a time where I was so fascinated by the ghost hunter type thing, because I would have been one of the guys that would have gone and tried to prove that they're bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to do that for a living. I thought that was like really interesting, and I went and bought a bunch of books on just like local Chicago hauntings and stuff like that. And so I'm still fascinated by the paranormal, but I've seen like one thing in my life that I can't explain, and I'll hold off on that for now.
Like I believe in ghosts and all that stuff, but shows like that, now what they find in their readings and stuff, that's whatever. If that's real or not, cool. But I think most of the show itself just being filmed, it's like they're walking around. Oh my god, what was that?
Especially the ones
It's
where
like-
they tape record something, then they play it back, and they turn like the gain up really stupid high. So if you think of like, oh yeah, I totally heard it. No, you didn't. You just the audience, you tricked your audience into thinking they heard something that was really not there, because it's like you're listening to it. I'm like, I ain't hear shit. I think it's one of those things like you're either receptive to it or you're not. And I guess I'm more of a skeptic when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I think sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. And it really just, it all depends. I mean, there's some crazy shit out there that people don't know of. And
also, I think too, it's this kind of stuff is like, if you look for it, like if the more you look for it, the more you start seeing it. Whereas if you'll start, like, I know if you watch a lot of horror movies, then you go to bed, you start hearing things at night, stuff like that. It's like you have to be trained to look for it, and if you're not really into that sort of thing, you're just not going to see it, you know. So
I tend to disagree on from a certain degree, because your mind starts racing after watching stuff like that, or and you can get paranoid and hear stuff. I've done it to myself when I was a kid, and it happens with everybody.
But I'm going to sound like a hypocrite, because like most of my favorite horror movies are haunted house movies. I freaking love them. I love haunted house movies, dude. I love stories about haunted houses. They're fascinating.
I'm not a big gore person when it comes to horror movies.
No, I like psychological
the
stuff.
Supernatural type of stuff like that. And I also like creature features, because I like the creativity of design of characters and designs of monsters and
certain
the cool
movies like
characteristics they have.
Ghost stories, like certain well-placed sounds and stuff like that, things that trick your mind into scaring yourself. Those are like my favorite. Yeah, just the straight up gore stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't mind some of it. Some of it's okay. Like, I love Hellraiser, but I mean, at the same time,
when it's appropriate.
You got to be in a certain frame of mind. But the ghost story movies, like the Conjurings and all those, I love those. Oh my god!
Love how I have an ad for Keebler cookies up here.
Because they heard us talking about food, dude.
Oh, we had Mountain Dew too, so like
they're all over you.
Even though I don't really drink the Game Fuel shit, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I've been on plenty of ghost tours.
Oh, really?
And you can look and want to see something as much as you want, but more than likely you're not going to see something. Very rarely do you see stuff. My cousin, I went up to Charleston, South Carolina, earlier this year around February. We took a ghost tour. Nice weather, good ghost tour, great tour guide. The best ghost tour I've ever been on. I forgot the guy's name, but if you're ever in Charleston, I think the tour guide company is called Bulldog. Go with that company. They're really good. They know all of their shit. They're very smart, and they will give you some really in-depth stories and detailing about the city and the history of everything. But that's the only ghost tour I went on in there, though. But anyways, best ghost tour I've ever went on, and the stuff that guy was telling us, dude, pretty fucking freaky. And there was one story in particular where we were in this, like, we were by an old church, and it had a graveyard attached to it. So just so the viewers know, the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is that the graveyard's connected to a church. A cemetery is separate from that. So that's how people
I did not know. I learned something today on Goober Brothers Entertainment.
There you go. So the graveyard, very old graveyard, just all the tombstones are hundreds of years old. They're very fragile too. So we're walking through there, and this shit went throughout like the yellow fever plague in America and wars and everything. So Charleston's a very haunted city. So church, very small graveyard next to it. And then beside that, it's kind of like an open little grass area. And then next to that, to the other side of it, just a big office building, really nice building. All the lights were on, so you can see inside the office, But and it had also, it was like 6 stories or something. But anywho, so that little empty lot area, there's a story about, had all to do with the yellow fever because it killed thousands and thousands of people back in the 1800s. But there's a story of him. Was it him? It was one of his other tour guides, I think, one of his other coworkers. They were out here, and that tour guide company is in charge of that little graveyard next to that church. And they always do tours throughout that. So at night, the guy was locking up everything, making sure everyone was there, or make sure everybody wasn't there that didn't need to be there. And if there were people still there lurking around from the tours, he'd tell them to leave or whatever. So there was a woman, and she had like a blue dress on, and she was like on her hands and knees at this, on the little grass area next to the graveyard, and she was like crying, and she was kind of like crying kind of in pain, but also like very sad, and he thought something was wrong with her. So the tour guide went up to this lady and started walking towards her and said, "Ma'am, are you okay? Is there anything we can do?" And she was like hurt physically too. It was very apparent. So he thought maybe there was a car wreck and she like crawled there or something. And he turned around and the lady didn't even have a face. And she started kind of crawling towards him, and he freaked out and he started running away. And then he looked back and she was gone. So apparently the story behind that was during the yellow fever plague, that this lady and her husband and their whole family, they all got sick and they all died. I can't tell you in depth the whole story because it was, almost a year ago since I heard it. But long story short, the lady's kids all died, and the husband, well, they didn't have enough space in that town for separate graves. So they basically, what they would do, they would stack bodies on top of each other. So her husband and 2 children were stacked on top of each other, buried in that spot where she was like crying. Well, later on, she was the last person to die. So before she died, she basically would go to that grave or where they were buried. And she had a blue dress. So, and I took a picture of that area, not really thinking anything was going to happen. But you know how you see orbs and stuff in pictures? Yeah. It looks like little dust balls floating. And it can either be an orb, like a supernatural thing, or it can just be like a weird electrical ball or whatever, which more cases, more enough, it's that. Very rarely is it like, oh, it's a ghost or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've never had an orb or anything in a picture that appeared blue until that picture. And it's in that exact same spot where the guy pointed at. Very weird. So normally I'd be like, it's just a fucking whatever in the picture.
That is interesting.
But that was really weird. And I was like, like that's either a coincidence or that's legit. But I still have the picture. I can send it to you guys. But
oh wow,
very weird. But Pete, you mentioned you had like something near in your neck of the woods, some hauntings or whatever. You still here, Pete?
Pete, get your ass out of there, Lonnie.
Hey, Pete. Bruh. All right, whatever.
Bruh.
I'm here.
Bruh.
Oh, there you go.
I'm here. I had to run out. I thought the boy said somebody was here, and I looked, and the FedEx guy was across the street.
Oh, okay. Damn FedEx.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it. Seeing
it's Halloween FedEx. Gosh,
if we got something delivered, but no
trick or treating doesn't apply to you, FedEx.
It was Pete's costume just showed up.
I was waiting for my Captain Marvel outfit.
He's going as a doodle bear this year.
Are you wearing Captain Marvel outfit this year?
Yeah, I'm going as the original Captain Marvel Shazam. No, I'm not.
I thought you meant Brie Larson.
No, I can't contort my face into that much of a bitch.
Yeah.
I got, but no. All right, see you, MJ. I got. We're not doing anything tonight. It's like I said, it's snowing like a son of a bitch here, and it's cold. And the boy went he done like a couple trunk or treat things, and I'm just because a couple of my friends are like, they wanted to take him out, with
what
their
is
kid.
trunk or treat? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that one.
It's like a church thing.
Yep, they do it.
Okay,
He goes to a church preschool, and we used to do this at our dealership too. Because the way trick or treating is nowadays, like it's kind of people are like afraid to trick or treat.
They really are. That's one thing I noticed the major difference between Florida trick or treat and where I lived in Joliet.
Mhm.
In Joliet, there was like a curfew. Like you could only trick or treat like between like 4 and like it was like between 3:30 and like 5 or something.
Wow.
Like that. It's like a real short window, and it basically before it gets dark. Here they trick or treat all damn night. Yeah, and they don't come out until it's dark either. And I'm like, wow, these guys are like old school down here, and kids really get into the costumes, like at least in my neighborhood. So
that's the way it was when we were kids.
Well, that's how it was when we were kids. Like you went out when it was dark, and you put on a costume, and you went trick or treating until it's too late. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, kids will start here. That you won't even see the first trick or treater till like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
But in Joliet, yeah, it's like right after school, they're already out there getting the candy, and you're lucky if they put on a costume, and you feel bad for them because some of them are out there walking around with like, they got some I don't know, Noxema powder on their face and a garbage bag, like the cheapest Dracula costume they can come up with, but you feel bad for them because like the kid's trying, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Parents probably can't afford a Halloween costume because they cost a fortune, but you're lucky if they wear anything at all. Here, it's like every kid has a costume. They come out at 8:30 at night. And the other thing about my neighborhood is these kids are really polite. Like their parents really enforce, say trick or treat, say thank you. Like they're really into it.
Nice.
They have to say thank you. Yeah, kids are super polite in my neighborhood, man.
That's good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I turned a couple kids away they came to my door without costumes. And they were like older teenagers. I'm like, I don't care if you're trick or treating, if you're 16, 17 years old.
One of my favorite things about living here, man, is people are so much more polite in this state than they are where I come from. It's like when I first got here, I kept thinking people were starting shit with me, and I realized that they were just being friendly. Like I'm in a Walmart, like, you need help find something? I'm turning around like, fuck you talking. I got that fuck you talking about face on, it's like, I'm like, oh, you are legitimately wanting to help me. It's like, I had somebody come up to me once in a Walmart, and he's like, oh, hey, he's like, you're moonlighting, huh? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you're supposed to be shopping at Publix. I'm like, who the hell are you? He's like, I work at Publix. I'm like, oh. I just felt so stupid. I'm like thinking this guy's gonna start some crap with me. I'm like, you're just being random. He's like, no, he recognized me. I'm like, okay.
That's dude, that's like the
Southern hospitality. But yeah, no, he was asking you about a particular moment in time, right? What you're asking him? Like something scary story?
Oh, Pete.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier off air last night, you had somewhere in your neck of the woods that had some history behind it that was related to hauntings or something like that.
Yep, it's called Parashini, and it's or Cheney. I don't know how you properly pronounce it. We always said just Parashini. It's probably wrong though. It's the witch legend of Parashini, and this is it's actually not too far from our cabin.
Have a good one, Monica.
And I can't see what she said, but let's see. It says Parashini is now just a lonely Michigan ghost town. It was once a small booming lumber town in Crawford County, west of Grayling, pronounced Parashini. Okay, so it is Parashini. The town was settled in the 1870s when lumbermen following the railroads set up camp. Soon the town established a school, a grocery store, a post office, and more. 30 years later, the timber industry had moved on. The area didn't offer much in the way of supporting the prosperous town in the early 1900s. A handful of people were left living there. It was declared a ghost town by 1918. The remnants of this place are some old holes in the ground where a building once stood and the tiny cemetery. There's been a lot of vandalism. There's headstones there still. And some of the legends, like it's like if you go out there at night, you'll see things, orbs, and if you leave your car, there's been, people said they've had like children's fingerprints on their car windows when they've come back because of some of the kids that died out there. I knew there was people in, like when I went to high school, like the whole like satanic thing, like the devil worshippers was still kind of a thing. And, like there were some kids I went to high school with that were like that, and still at 40 remain like that to this day, which I don't like. They don't hurt anybody. They're just like, hey, we believe in the Church of Satan, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, like
Hail Satan, have a
Hail
nice
Satan.
day.
They're just weird, but so it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, so they would go out there and do things and like burn, do incantations. And yeah, let's see. Some say the legends say the town was cursed from the very beginning because it was built on a sacred Native American land. Scarlet fever, smallpox, diphtheria took the lives of many people, including children, during the few decades Parashani was in existence. And yeah, it was like cursed basically. And it says somebody said that there was rumored that there was a witch buried there, and that's just a rumor, because this is the townspeople would not have buried her in their graveyard. And it's one of the top 10 haunted spots in Michigan, actually. So it's you're rumored to hear a train going by on the tracks, because it's there used to be railroad tracks and going. I think they still go through there, but yeah, we went back there one night, or we've been back there a couple times, and it is a little creepy and unnerving, because you're like deep in the woods. It's not like right off the road or anything. You have to like go back in the woods to get there. And then like secondly, you're in an area where a bunch of people died, from these, plague, diphtheria and all this shit and smallpox. So, and then you're on Native American, sacred ground. So that's just a recipe to scare the bejesus out of you. Then you got to worry about people being out there doing weird shit. And, am I going to become a human sacrifice?
Oh my God.
So, I mean, it's creepy as hell. Like there was like, we've never went out there with like at least like 3, 4, 5 people, go out there. But yeah, it's creepy, man. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I've been out there a couple times. Never really experienced anything out there, but it's just an eerie vibe all around.
Oh my God. So what's the like actual like what's the history of people dying there? Were there like battles there or something? Or
no, it was just like I said, it was a logging town, and it was built on this Indian, like I don't know if it's an Indian burial ground, but you had let's see, trying to find all this stuff here. Like I said, you had all illnesses, smallpox and everything ran through there, and decimated it. And let's find some. I'm looking for some other quotes here. The ghost town cemetery is perfect breeding ground for legends. Let's see. This is from a former Grayling resident wrote this about it. It says, is the Parashani cemetery really haunted? I believe that it is, but not to the extent that others make it out to be. I've probably been there at least 200 times over the years, and maybe 10 of those times I've had something strange happen to me, and others that were with me. I've had my car radio switch channels for no reason. My new car wouldn't start once. A few times we heard children giggling very close to the car late at night, and that would scare the shit out of me. Because that's like Children of the Corn stuff. One particular time, there were small handprints all over the roof of my car when we left the cemetery on Halloween 2002. Myself and 3 others saw an apparition of a woman in a light-colored dress walk through the rear of the cemetery, then suddenly disappear. I've never been chased. I've never seen a witch. I've never felt like someone was trying to lynch me. Also, one of the many Parashani stories told involves the large oak tree in the center of the cemetery. Yeah, that it was used for lynchings. The temperature has fluctuated from time to time, but it wasn't anything worth writing home about. I do not feel an overwhelming sadness there, but I do feel a particular energy I cannot fully explain. However, I feel this when I walk into any cemetery. So yeah, it says the cemetery also attracts its fair share of weirdos and people not right in the head. According to the Crawford County Avalanche, the newspaper wrote, in 2001, a pair of Roscommon County teens were charged with disinterment, mutilation of a grave site, claiming they were trying to find jewelry. They ultimately admitted they were told there was a witch buried in the cemetery and they were trying to dig her up. The 2 18-year-olds got about 4 feet down and never actually dug up the body. They were caught by turkey hunters in the area and given 90 days in jail and community service. As of 2015, Beaver Creek Township, which maintains the cemetery, has plans to restore the old place and is currently seeking ways to acquire the funds to cover the preservation costs. And here's where it says, warning. Parashini is in a very remote and wooded location. It's down a dirt 2-track that is not made for small vehicles, and people have reported getting stuck. Please be smart if you should make a trip there. Years ago, there was an actual gunman shooting at people who were venturing onto the land at night. Don't be an idiot and get yourself shot by some weird-ass hill person. Go during the day. Visiting hours are from 9 a.m. to sundown. So, yeah, I forgot about that. There was somebody out there popping off rounds at people who were just trying to go out there and visit it. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's pretty out there, man. It is out in the middle of nowhere, but it's cool nonetheless, you know.
Now, that'd be pretty cool to go over there. Tell you what, though, you go to places like that, and especially if you're by yourself, you're more than likely to have something weird happen. I mean, groups of people, yeah. I mean, it can still, but if you're by yourself, possibilities higher, probably.
Yeah.
Especially if you talk shit about stuff like that, like spirits or anything like that. Like from reading stuff, like I realized that if you start talking smack, something's gonna happen. But and like I mentioned last week, that St. Augustine, man, that place, holy hell. So Adam, if you ever have the chance, go to St. Augustine.
St. Augustine?
Yep.
That's here in Florida?
Yep. That's
okay.
It's north of Daytona, south of Jacksonville, right in between.
Gotcha.
And it's crazy, man. I mean, it was founded in like 15 something.
Sounds interesting. Yeah, I've never legitimately gone on a ghost tour before.
Oldest city in America. First Thanksgiving was actually in St. Augustine, not in Plymouth Rock.
Wow.
And lot of history, a lot of crazy, batshit crazy stuff happened there. Everything from the Spanish Wars, the Native American battles and fights, to pirates and the French and all types of shit, dude. So
Okay, go.
There he be.
Yeah.
Sup, Trey?
What's up, Trey?
Did you hear him?
Yeah. Said something about having to go potty or something.
Yep, his bathroom's right across the hall from my office. Just let me know when you're wrapped up, bud. I'll come over and help you back clean up. Oh, what? Okay. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, no problem. I was trying to
man.
think of did I want to do like a local urban legend like Pete gave, because I wasn't sure what ghost stories we were supposed to share, like a personal thing, or if it was supposed to be like
anything,
like,
man. What
like a local thing. Okay, well,
I mean, I could go through a slideshow, or I could hear some cool stuff from you.
No,
guys
actually,
personally.
I was just gonna say that I'm from Joliet, which is like a half an hour south of Chicago. All right, and one of the most popular urban legends there is Resurrection Mary, and Resurrection Mary was a girl that got hit by a car, and on a certain stretch of road. I don't remember exactly where. I'd have to like get up and go grab the book, and I'm too lazy to do that right now and look it up. And plus, I don't want to make your listeners wait any longer than they've had to. But there's a certain stretch of road. This is in Illinois, where this is one of the local hauntings. They'll see a hitchhiker and they'll say that they picked her up and drove around, but you can only take her so far, and then she disappears, like that. There's actually been films made out of Resurrection Mary. That's one, but the one that creeps me out the most, I'm sure you're familiar with the Poltergeist movies.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorite horror movies of all time, Poltergeist. It is absolutely adore that movie. Is just fantastic. There's very, if you think about horror movies in general, there's very few of them that transition into the mainstream, because horror is like a niche genre. Like not everybody likes to be scared. You know what I mean? And not everybody likes to go see horror movies, and a lot of horror movies are relegated to like people on dates and horror fans. And a lot of the horror fans that I've run across, I'm not trying to generalize or stereotype, but there's a lot of people that they're very protective of the things that they like, and they can be really difficult to talk to online. That's for sure. But
for sure.
But very few movies transition into the mainstream, because horror has like certain tropes and elements that freak people out, you know. And Poltergeist is one of those few ones that kind of crossed into the mainstream, and people are very fond of it because it was very successful at the box office. A lot of people think that Steven Spielberg directed it, and he was very hands-on with that movie, but it was actually Tobe Hooper, and Tobe Hooper was the same guy that directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So the guy that did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a movie that I also love, it's also in my top 10 horror favorites, freaks the hell out of people, but the same director was also the guy that directed Poltergeist, of those two movies. But what I was getting at with Poltergeist is there's a curse involved with that movie, that the girl that plays the teenage daughter, she died under strange circumstances, and then Heather O'Rourke, which is the one that I'm getting at, she's the girl that played Carol Ann, the little girl. She actually died while making Poltergeist 3. Now, the movie Poltergeist 3 is a complete piece of shit. I mean, the first two Poltergeist movies are great. The second one, maybe not quite as good as the first one, but I still really, 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 really like it a lot. The third one's not so good, but I think a lot of that was because Carol Ann died on that movie, and it took them a couple of years to finish making it. And they had to kind of do it in such a way where she's not in it. They had to have somebody kind of as a stand-in and then show her from the back and stuff like that. But that movie was filmed at the John Hancock Center, which is now known as the Willis Tower. It's the tallest building. At one point, it was one of the tallest buildings in the world. I don't think it is anymore, but it is the tallest building in Chicago with the two antennas sticking on the top. When you see the Chicago skyline, you'll see the Willis Tower sticking way up in the middle, like on a postcard or something like that. But that movie, Poltergeist 3, was filmed on there, and it says here that Carol Ann, and I wanted to pull up because her death was very strange. It says O'Rourke became ill with giardiasis in early 1987 and was later diagnosed as having Crohn's disease. She was prescribed a steroid to treat the disease during the time when she was filming Poltergeist 3. On January 31st, 1988, she began vomiting. The next morning, she collapsed. She suffered cardiac arrest en route to hospital and died later that day after surgery to repair an acute bowel obstruction caused by congenital stenosis of the intestine. That is a hard sentence to pronounce. Completed by septic shock, she was entombed in Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. It's very well known that the scenes that were filmed on that section of the Willis Tower have been haunted ever since. Like certain people won't go near there. That was one of the most famous ones in that book that I was telling you about of famous Chicago hauntings was, believe it or not, the biggest place in Chicago, the Willis Tower. And yeah, I just find that really, really creepy that she died on the set. Like, well, not exactly on the set, but died while making that movie. And then that particular section where that movie was filmed has been haunted ever since.
Damn.
Yeah. But as far as things experienced, I told you guys I'm a real big skeptic, but there's one thing that I saw in my life that I've never been able to explain, and I don't usually talk about it too often, but I'm older now and it doesn't terrify me as much as it did when I was younger. But I told Pete this many times, I was a punk when I was younger, man. I got in a lot of freaking trouble, and that was before I joined the Navy, and the Navy kind of scared all the punk right out of me, like right away. It really helped me in life. It made me to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more outgoing, made me to be more polite. I don't regret any time that I spent while in the Navy. I think it gave me a lot of things that I just didn't have. I don't want to say I didn't have a dad while growing up, because I did. It's just that he worked for the railroad and he was mostly gone because he did freight, and he'd go out for like weeks at a time and not be able to come back. So a lot of times it was just me and my mom, and I get kind of punky. You know what I mean? I didn't have the father figure that I needed. But during my punky days in my teenager, we go get a dozen. Me and my buddy Larry, we go get a dozen eggs. And Larry, by the way, last time I heard, he was in prison. So just to give you an idea of where that relationship went, me and my buddy Larry went, got some eggs, and he had a Mazda 626 with a moonroof that would roll all the way back, and it was almost like a convertible. You could stand up by the top of it. And depending on what kind of mood we were in, we'd either be using super soaker squirt guns, or I'd just be standing up by there throwing eggs. And then our favorite thing to do is just go to whatever richest neighborhood there was and just throw eggs at cars or mailboxes or houses or whatever. We went on Halloween to go get some eggs. We thought, well, this is a perfect night, man. This is Halloween night. We gotta tear it up. You know what I mean? So went to go get a dozen, and Larry went in to left the car running. He's like, I'm just because we ran out of eggs is what happened. So we went back to get more, and he left the car running. I'm sitting in there, and I see this woman outside, and it was like probably about 40, 50 degrees. It wasn't terribly cold. Okay. At least not by my standards. By Florida standard, that's when they open up the freezing shelters, but this is Illinois. It's about 50 degrees. I see this woman in the grocery store that we're at. There's like this plaza, and there's like a Best Buy over on the right, and then the grocery store is over on the left. And this particular Best Buy had like these 3 pillars out front that held the building up in like this strip mall. And I see this old woman walking over there by herself, and I thought it was kind of strange because she was really bundled up a lot, but also the coat that she was wearing looked like almost like a costume. And I'm like, is that a Halloween costume or is that an old woman? Because I just couldn't tell. I'm like, if that's a Halloween costume, that thing is legit. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, she's walking like kind of like she's having a hard time. You know what I mean? And I'm watching her walking. Nobody else is over there. Nobody's looking at her. The Best Buy is closed. So there's no light out front. And she goes behind a pillar, and she never comes out behind the pillar. I'm like, so Larry comes back in the car. I'm like, there's this old woman, and he saw her just before he left the car. I'm like, what's up with that old woman? He's like, who knows? He goes inside, and there wasn't very many people at the grocery store either. So he comes back out of the car. I'm like, that old woman that we were looking at, but she's like, she never came out from behind that pillar, And he's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, dude, I swear to God, she never came out. I'm like, I'm kind of worried. It's like, here I am on one hand, I'm vandalizing, but I'm also like concerned about this old woman. So my priorities all fucking out of whack. Right. So anyways, we get in a car, we go over there, get out of the car. We're walking around all 3 of the pillars. Never, I see nothing like nothing, there's like no doors, nowhere she could have gone. And I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, how far could she have gotten? I mean, she was really moving very slow, so, and he's like really messed up by this. And I'm really messed up by this. Like, dude, this is not happening, so like get in the car, drove all around the building several times, never saw this woman ever again, ever. I can't explain what I saw. I just know that it really creeped the shit out of me because she just fucking vanished like a fart in the wind. So I've never been able to explain that. And that's the only thing I can ever say that I saw that I just absolutely cannot explain.
Damn.
That was like 1991, I want to say, somewhere around there.
I was I've kind of been browsing through looking through some other like really
well, yeah, I really liked your story, so I was trying to find something that was because you had mentioned Michigan, so I tried to find the thing that and I I'm the movie guy, so I'm like, yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on with poltergeist, like people died strangely, and the teenage daughter died, and then Carol Ann died on the set of Poltergeist 3, and yeah, the Willis Tower is supposed to be they call it the Willis Tower now, but back then it was the Hancock Center, yeah, and that's where that movie was filmed, and certain floors of that building, people won't go near it.
I don't remember Poltergeist 3, honestly.
It's a really bad movie. It's not good at all. It's just honestly the stories behind the scenes are more terrifying than the actual movie itself. It's really bad. Like the first 2 Poltergeist movies are pretty legit.
So there's another haunted place in Michigan it's pretty famous actually. And it is it's the old state hospital for the criminally insane in Traverse City. It's now been turned into like a yuppie and hipster like commons, but a lot of it is still preserved, and they have a Facebook page. It's just Traverse City State Hospital, and you can just Google it, and there's stuff about it everywhere over the internet. It's actually like I said, was voted the most haunted place in Michigan. Briefly, constructed in 1885 and closed over 100 years later. The Traverse City State Hospital is perhaps the most eerie place in Grand Traverse County. Originally an asylum for the mentally unstable, during its active years, the hospital also housed those affected with tuberculosis, typhoid, diphtheria, and polio. Although the Gothic-style buildings have undergone renovations since 2000, a visit to the grounds conjures up the ominous and oppressive feelings of its past. Underground tunnels and caged balconies add to the spooky visual stimuli, and located on the trails behind the buildings, there was said to be a portal to hell under the hippie tree. As well documented paranormal investigations, the state hospital has had several books dedicated to its disturbing history. I used to go up there because I've been going to Traverse City since I was a kid. My orthodontist used to be up there, and so I would make my parents drive me through there because we used to have to go by it every time. You could see it from the road. Now, like I said, it's been renovated, and there's like actually apartments and lofts there you can rent. There's shops in some of the buildings, but it's so big and sprawling that there's some of it that is like just untouched, and it is absolutely, like, the architecture is amazing. Like, first of all, if you're an architecture fan, it's amazing. I've always wanted to lie about being an architect. Little George Costanza inside there. No, but it's a super cool building, and I didn't know they were doing tours of it. So I want to try to do, because you can go down in the tunnels and stuff like that. And I would love to go down there and shoot some footage for the channel. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it's super cool. I have to find somebody to go with me because I don't know if my wife would do it or not, but it's really neat, man. And like I said, going up there as a kid, my mom and dad used to just drive me around because it was all shut down. There was nothing there, because like I said, it was open for over 100 years. It shut down before 1990, I believe it was. And but yeah, man, it was just really cool. This is just a creepy, ominous looking place. And like I said, man, I can't understand like these people wanting to live there. These fucking hipsters and little yuppies want to live there. It's like I don't know if I would quite do that, but I definitely will go check it out.
No, it's like I would never want to live in a place like that. And like a haunted, like a city that has a lot of history, yeah, that's one thing. But
yep.
God, why would you want to live in a house that's like that? Or why would you want to live in a town that like not even just has history, but the house that,
only if there's like a challenge
issues
with some money involved? Like, oh, hey, would you spend a night in this place for blah blah blah? I probably would be dumb enough to do it.
I mean, I'd do it just for some money, but it's got to be a lot.
It's got to be a lot of money. Like, I got to be one of the people out of the Haunting, or the movie The Haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got to be a substantial amount of money involved if I do it.
Man, but all right. Sorry, I was gone. Had some Wi-Fi issues. My Wi-Fi just completely fucking shut down.
Well, it's better than having waifu issues.
Oh boy. All right. So we're talking about. I put on my phone. I could and I got off the Wi-Fi on my phone, and I could listen to you guys a little bit. Now, Adam, you were talking about a story, and Pete, you were talking about your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your town. Okay. Oh man. All right. So what's going on in my neighborhood? Like, I'm looking out my window and there's people just walking around randomly.
It's Halloween. There's probably all kinds of stuff going on.
It's a zombie apocalypse.
It's the apocalypse.
It would be ironic, but it wouldn't surprise me after the way this week's been going.
You know what? Why not?
Zombie apocalypse. Why the hell not? It's been such a great week anyway.
Well,
it's Florida. Just give people some bath salts.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You gotta get that bath salt shit down there, man.
Bath salts on Black Friday.
It's not really a bath salt issue down here. It's more of fentanyl than anything.
Yeah, the bath salt thing was a couple of years ago, but boy, was that entertaining. Wow. I just could not get enough of those stories.
Down in Miami, worst city in Florida.
Yeah. My parents have been to Miami. I've not been to Miami. I have been to Key West, though.
It's Cuba.
There's
no rules in driving.
My parents they weren't too impressed with Miami.
Oh, it sucks, dude.
Yeah,
if you don't speak Spanish, get out.
St. Pete and St. Petersburg and Tampa. I love Tampa. So
Tampa's
it's a good thing. That's where the hockey team is, man. That's
well, I'm from Florida, so I don't know shit about hockey. We don't have ice down here, so
Well,
except
yeah.
in your drinks. That's about
I was
it.
gonna say we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then you got the Florida Panthers as well. I think that's
They suck apparently. So
oh yeah, they're terrible. They got the old Blackhawks hockey coach now.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Quinville is in charge of the Florida Panthers now.
I was just gonna say, is it Joel Quinville?
It's Joel Quinville.
I haven't watched hockey in years.
Coach Q, baby. Coach Q.
Quinville.
Oh man.
I used to make little memes with like Q from Star Trek, and I'd be like, "Yeah, pull the goalie. That's going to go really well." You know.
Oh man. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but let's go ahead. We already talked about some ghost stuff, and I was gone for a little bit of it, but that's okay. Let's talk about some folk tales that people believe in around the world. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this screen share real quick, and then we'll get to it. So, what are some of the folk tales that you guys know about that are pretty popular? Like, you got like the Sasquatch and stuff like that, Bigfoot.
Oh, those kind of folktales?
Yeah, like you got like Loch Ness monsters and
The Chupacabra.
yeah, stuff like that. The Jersey Devil.
Yep.
But
I think the one that I believe in the most is going to sound like kind of a cop out, but I do believe in extraterrestrial life just because I can't prove that it doesn't exist. There's no scientific way you can prove that it doesn't exist.
there's nothing wrong with that. That's understandable completely. But these
I think
here,
most of these things are pretty fake, but they're still fun to listen to. Yeah.
yeah, I don't believe in any of this bullshit. If anything, there's like some spirit.
You see that movie Hellboy, like the original with Ron Perlman and
Oh, those are the best ones.
okay, so that line that Jeffrey Tambor said at the beginning, he says, I got a question, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, why are they always out of focus? That pretty much sums up how I feel. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why are they all out of focus? Conveniently out of focus.
It's
bullshit. All this technology. I mean, I got Google Assistant probably listening to everything that I say right now, and you can't find me a picture of the Loch Ness Monster. Piss off.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Ghosts are one thing, and spirits, because you can take a completely clear picture and see stuff.
Yeah.
Like on that ghost tour I was talking.
You be booped.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
We lost a Goober. We lost him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
I actually thought you had that queued up there for a second. I'm like, I was waiting for the Conway Twitty cutaway.
Oh no.
Oh, there he is.
I'm not that cool.
I'll get it ready. I'll get it ready for next time.
Pete. I meant Pete. I thought I gotta get Pete a soundboard, which is Conway Twitty. I gotta get you set up, man. We'll hook you up.
I need I got there. So if it happens again, we've got Conway Twitty ready for Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a keychain that just plays that song.
I hate you all.
Walk around pressing that shit.
It's not so much that I don't like country music, right? But I mean,
Yep.
I
like country music. I like some, but
I don't
just
like any
like
of it,
that
but
old.
It's just
old stuff.
He's doing the Family Guy thing, and it's always funny when they do it on that show. And we live for that kind of humor.
Oh God, yeah.
Every time they have a Conway Twitty part in Family Guy, I'm like, oh my God.
Not again. Yeah.
I gotta fast forward like 5 minutes because it takes.
It's so funny because you can tell that Seth MacFarlane is like so into music, and he brings so much of that into his show, and it's like I get all the references because I'm a music guy as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, he likes to. This song was written by a gay dude.
I like when they did
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
The fucking Take on Me scene in the grocery store where Chris gets pulled into the milk cooler.
I do.
That was
what happened to you, Chris? I don't know.
Oh.
Do that again.
What happened? Chris, where the hell did you go? I don't know, Dad.
I like the one that Peter's like, oh, that's almost as bad as like the gayest music video ever made, and it was like the the Rolling Stones, whatever.
Oh,
what
with
was it?
David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yep.
that one. That is
Yep.
Yep.
definitely
This is
the worst.
This is
And
the
I'm a
gayest music
huge
video ever
David
made.
Bowie fan, but yeah, that video, that was probably the height of cocaine Bowie. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That guy was coked out of his mind when
They were all yoped out, and they're like, to be.
Oh my god, those guys were so fried.
If we acted like we were gay, wait, what?
Oh,
Just no. David Bowie's like, no, man, just go with it. Just go with it. And Mick Jagger's like, all right, whatever. I don't give a shit.
it was like this urban myth for years that those two like got so baked out of their minds that they actually had sex with each other. And Bowie's like gone on record as saying, yeah, all that stuff I said, I just made all that up.
Well, as far as urban myths go, I don't think that's going to be on this list right here. But
no, not that one.
It's a little far fetched. But I mean, hey. Maybe if you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and see some of Mick Jagger's clothes or David Bowie's.
Well, yeah, David Bowie. I did want to see the David Bowie exhibit. I haven't had a chance to see it because I'm like a huge David Bowie fan. I got like all kinds of books on him and everything. But
go to Cleveland, you'll see some cool stuff.
That video is atrocious. That was definitely a low point in his career.
They're like skipping around and shit.
I know. That's what we do.
All right.
Cutaways.
So this is from thetravel.com. 10 folk tales from around the world that locals actually believe. So I don't think Loch Ness is going to be on here. I looked at a couple of these earlier when I pulled up the article.
It's like you're hearing less about Loch Ness these days. It's not as much of a thing as it used to be.
Well, I just find it hard to believe that it was actually a giant dinosaur lizard like serpent thing in that one lake and was it Scotland?
Yeah.
Like no way.
I just think it's Scotland is such a boring place that they had to come up with something to get people to come visit,
Probably. More than likely that was the case. But all right, so starting off, we got Jiangxi in China. So whatever this was.
It's David Lopan.
You know the movie Grandma's Boy where he's like,
yep.
I smoked the Frankenstein weed. Basically it. Dante, what'd you give me? Many cultures around the world have their own versions of the walking undead, better known as vampires. In China, the equivalent is Jiangxi, a creature that is sometimes referred to as a hopping vampire due to the way that it hops around with its arms outstretched. What? A folk tale haunting China since the Qing. How do you say that? Qing dynasty. The story goes that the Jiangxi has the power to take a human life with just one touch. According to Little Things, to protect themselves from the reanimated corpses, some Chinese put a slab of wood at the bottom of the door so the creatures can't come into their homes.
So that's where Carpenter got the David Lopan thing from. Interesting.
That's a little weird. Not that it's scary. It's just kind of like, huh?
No, I dig it.
I mean, I guess I don't know. It feels like one of those things where you tell your kids like something to scare them so they do what you tell them to do.
Yeah.
So they follow orders. This
Elf
feels
on
like
the
one of
shelf,
those things. Yeah, it's like, all right, you better, clean up your toys, little Bill. Or the Jiangxi's going
to
fucking
babysit this kid, and his parents used to tell him that not to go in this room because that's where they kept all their like breakables and stuff. Yeah. And they tell him, don't go in this room because there's turtle heads in there.
What?
Yeah, that was the 80s, man. It was a fucking hell of a time to be alive, let me tell you. Nowadays, you probably call Child Protective Services on something like that. But yeah, his parents used to tell him that. So I'm not supposed to go in there because there's turtle heads in there. I'm like, whatever, dude.
I remember on the episode of Rugrats where they're like, don't eat watermelon seeds or it'll grow inside you. And I
remember that. Yeah.
So I freaked the fuck out. I'm like, no watermelon.
Also, you're not supposed to drink Pop Rocks and soda at the same time because it'll make you have a heart attack or whatever.
Can't that actually like fuck up your digestive system?
Huh.
I don't know. All right. Number 9. Jassy Jatir. I don't know how to pronounce these things. In Paraguay. So another common folktale that we see in many cultures throughout the world is that of a boogeyman figure. Such stories of an evil man or creature are intended to scare children into behaving. See, exactly. In Paraguay, there's a tale of Jassy Jeter. Jatir? Derek Jeter. Okay. In some versions recorded by Invaluable, he's a short man, and others, he's a child. But his goal is to search the streets during the siestas for children who are up playing instead of taking their nap.
Well,
Some
yeah,
believe
there
that
you go. Yeah.
some believe that he kidnaps the children and gouges their eyes out so they can't see their way back home. What the fuck?
Now
That's a
there's some
dark
stuff right
turn.
there that you tell some kids to get and behave. That
Holy
reeks
hell.
of that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I'm a fucking parent.
It went from 0 to 100 in just a couple
It
words.
just went totally dark. Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna be like it scares kids into like behaving. No, it's gonna fucking make you blind. Oh my god. Yo, what? Okay, let's move on. So, damn, Derek Jeter's like making kids blind, or whatever you say however you say the name. Nike in Finland. That does not look like a Finnish creature, but okay. Well,
No,
I
it
don't-
looks like
I
something.
don't know.
from
I don't
Birds of
think of.
Prey.
I don't think of that when I think of Finland, but whatever.
Looks like
That's-
Nicki Minaj.
It's Harley Quinn.
Oh my
Harley Quinn.
God.
It's Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey. That's what you look like after you date Joker.
Oh god. It's
what's
Jared
her-
Leto's girlfriend.
It's
What's
the
her-
fantastic emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Bob.
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 Ugh.
Oh. That movie's gonna blow.
Bop
All right,
her.
You
um,
think? You
I'll
don't say.
fucking bop her in the back of the throat.
You don't say.
All right. So water spirits are also found in mythology and folklore from around the globe, from the countries of Europe to the indigenous legends of Australia. Finland's resident water spirit is said to be called the Naki, or we're going to call her Nicki Minaj. So from a young age, children in Finland are taught that if they lean too close to bodies of water, such as lakes and ponds, the water spirit will emerge and drag them in. Nope, Nicki. There are several depictions of Nicki Minaj, though nobody knows what the creature really looks like. You might just have to visit a few ponds in Finland to find out.
Looks like Section 8 and Botox. With a weave. A weave, a perm, and a press and curl.
Jesus.
Bitch looks like her head looks like a basket full of curly fries.
This is too ridiculous. I can't take this seriously. I can't.
Getting tagged by Nicki Minaj, popped out of a pond. Well, she did say she doesn't care,
How does she fit in that tree with those big ass butt implants?
God, that is like she used to be kind of hot too. Like she did.
No, she wasn't.
And then she got like implants and it just like went really like weird. And it's like I was like, I found you attractive for like 5 seconds, but this is
She looks like a cartoon, bro.
Yeah.
she's not as bad as Cardi B though, but she is challenging that now. Okur.
Oh, isn't Cardi B the
One is a carbon copy
Yeah.
of the other, and they both belong as part of this myth.
I
They're
would
both-
say that chick looks more like Cardi B than Nicki Minaj.
This is the
that
parents
picture.
in the projects tell their kids the stories of the fucking the horrifying Cardi B and Nicki Minaj monsters. Where if you don't go to bed, they come on and sit on you.
They wrapped you.
Nicki Minaj will wrap you and sit on your face.
Ugh.
You have to listen to Cardi B wash paper plates.
Sit
and rap.
sit on your face, wrap to you, and me too you.
And
If you say
Okur.
3 times, then the Nicki Minaj or the
I
Cardi B
can see
monster will
that.
get you.
I think we should do that movie, Pete. I think we should do the Nicki Minaj, like say it in the mirror, and she shows up.
Nicki
We have
Minaj,
some
Nicki
good
Minaj.
movies written
Nicki
down on paper.
Minaj. I do. I've got a list of all.
Oh well,
our
yeah. See,
freaking
we're
movies.
eventually we're gonna form like a Canon Films. We're gonna bring
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that style of movie making back, where we just make trash, and people will watch it because it's trash.
It's self-aware trash.
Self-aware
We're gonna
trash,
be the
yeah.
competitor against J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot. Good
No,
Side
we're gonna
Horror.
be the competitor against Asylum Films, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna give the Sci-Fi Network a run for their money.
Fuck. We'll take over Blumhouse. That won't take much.
See, I like some of those movies.
I- there's a
I would
few
leave
of 'em.
Blumhouse alone. Yeah,
There's a
they're
few.
allowed to have some flops because they're not spending that much money on their stuff.
I want to kick him in the dick for Halloween still.
Oh God.
I have to do that review today, and I'm dreading it. I'm not gonna have time. I'm
What is it?
fucking
This ain't
The-
never coming out. Let's face it.
The
This is-
Batwoman?
no, God, no.
No, he's been working on a Halloween review ever since 2018. It's never getting done.
I was gonna release it as a retrospective today.
Let's
before-
just say this is his spruce goose. Okay. It's
Oh,
never
yeah.
coming out.
Oh yeah, this fucking thing has like plagued me. Like I spent so much time writing this goddamn thing and revising it, and I wanted to release it today, but with my kid being home, I haven't had time to do anything. Like because I'm editing my videos now.
I did
And,
one Halloween video, dude, and Angus got on there just to tell me that he likes the Rob Zombie films. I'm thinking, you know what? F you too, buddy.
I'm gonna have to do just like a turn the camera on and do a
Rob Zombie's Halloween. Oh, come out across there and skull F you.
Oh God, like I said, man. Last night before we went live for the episode, my wife put on AMC and fucking Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was on. I'm like, I sat there and watched 5 minutes of it. But like, I'm just gonna go sit in the office. I can't watch this
there's
bullshit.
not enough drugs to make that movie good. There's just
Trust me, I've
not
tried. I
enough
hate
drugs that exist to make that
movie.
good.
Those are fucking.
It's
The
so
first
bad.
one is like
The first
bad.
one's trying. The second
Yeah.
one is just I don't know what he was thinking.
Oh, it was
It's-
fucking terrible.
It's like he had some leftover footage from some rock videos and strung them
Mm.
together and just threw it out there.
That's about it.
Moving on.
So number 7, the Muahahaha in Inuit mythology. Okay.
Looks like
The Inuit people tell of a creature called Muahahaha, who is essentially a demon preying on humans. He attacks by tickling his victims to death. Am I reading this right? So when a person was found dead with a hint of a smile on their face, Muahahaha was immediately thought to be responsible. What? It makes me think of Tickle Fight from Elf. Tickle Fight, Tickle Fight. The demon is described as having cold blue skin and long clawed fingers with stringy hair. Just in case this isn't creepy enough, he is also said to wear a permanent grin. Though he has the power to kill his victims by tickling him, Wanderlust reveals that he's not the most intelligent creature. Well, yeah, if your fucking end game is to tickle people, then probably aren't that smart.
His name's Muahahaha, and he tickles people to death.
This guy, yeah. So this guy is basically like the Hulk from Avengers. He's like the weakest link of the. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Oh my God.
What the hell are they doing up there in Alaska?
It's scaring me a little bit. The Skogsgra, however you say that, in Sweden. It doesn't look that scary. Sometimes evil creatures from folk tales appear hideous enough to evoke nightmares. Other times they appear impossibly beautiful. And you don't know that you're dealing with an evil entity until they reveal their true colors. And it's too late. Such is the way of Skogsgra. The Swedish tale claims that the creature takes the form of a beautiful woman and is often seen near the edge of a forest. She lures people into the trees and then casts a feeling of disorientation over them. After falling victim to the woman, you spend the rest of your life lost in the woods. Interesting. So I'm kind of confused.
Like the Blair Witch. Yeah.
Is that what the Blair Witch basically is? I thought the Blair Witch just straight up fucking kills you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Only the director knows for sure.
Yeah, because that movie.
Oh,
Not the best.
Here's one, the Baba Yaga, man. I know this one. This is 'cause I'm Russian.
The Baba Yaga.
My grandpa.
Didn't they do the Baba Yaga in the most recent Hellboy? Yeah, there it is. There's the house with the feet and everything. Yeah, they did that in the reboot Hellboy.
Yeah, I remember that. Me and my girlfriend.
That was actually
saw
the best
it.
part of the movie. Yeah,
Dude had the best like practical effects in the whole movie.
that's it. That's all I had going for it.
Sorry, I'm eating fries right now. But the Baba Yaga in Russia, one of the most famous figures in Slavic lore, the Baba Yaga is usually depicted in the same way. The witch resembles an elderly woman and lives in a hut nestled deep in the forest that stands on giant chicken feet. Rather than using a broom to fly around, she uses a mortar and pestle. What? Sometimes Baba Yaga likes to eat small children, but she's not always evil. There are some stories of people seeking her out to ask her questions, though there's a chance that she won't help them. According to Little Things, she is said to despise the Russian smell of people who come to see her. So she eats kids. She uses a Morton pestle to fly around. That doesn't make sense. What do you mean a Morton pestle? Like the little handheld thing you like crunch up corn with, or?
I have no idea. All I remember is my grandpa used to terrify my sisters with that.
I don't even know what different pictures ever look like. This is a stupid looking picture.
Yeah.
Whatever. Figured she'd get around by using her house to run, but whatever. Number 4, the bunyip in Australia. What the hell am I looking at?
I've heard of that.
Australia's
it looks like
answer.
Grimace from
It looks like
Grimace,
Grimace.
motherfucker, you're supposed to be nice.
yeah. He just got done eating the Hamburglar.
Oh God, is that a new movie we're going to come out with? It's like an evil Grimace.
Nah, not yet. We have to get a partnership with McDonald's first. Ain't gonna come over until we start making all the monies.
Australia's answer to a cross between the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. The bunyip is said to dwell into the billabongs and creeks of the outback. Indigenous Australians warn that anybody who is foolish enough to wander too close to these bodies of water risk being gobbled up by the creature. The actual appearance of the bunyip has been debated. Some reported sightings claim that the creature resembles a giant seal with fangs, tusks, and the face of a dog. Doesn't sound that scary. Others say it looks like a horse with flippers. What the fuck? Dion. All right. Well, that's a little weird. Aren't tusks and fangs like similar?
I think so.
I don't know. I have a hard time picturing this thing. What the hell? The Tokalushi in South Africa. Oh God. That wasn't in Lion King. The mythical creature known as the Takalashi is said to be short, but the Zulu tribes of South Africa are still afraid of it. Though the beast doesn't have height on its side, it can jump to great heights. The stories tell that the Takalashi likes to jump on the people's chests at night while they're sleeping and steal their breath away. There's one method of protection against the creature, and that's to put your bed on high bricks. What?
Wait, what wasn't that the one from that movie? What the hell was that movie called? Cat's Eye or some shit like that?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was literally get out of my head. I was literally just thinking about that. It's like the little troll that comes out of the wall and it gets up on your chest and steals the breath, and then
Is that what this picture's from?
no,
No, it was like a smaller troll.
We just noticed that a lot of the movies that we watch borrow from these more popular urban legends.
Yep.
And the troll from Cat's Eye, which is a Stephen King short story, is obviously borrowing from this.
Mm-hmm.
As if he would his freaking Maine New England ass would know anything about South Africa.
Here's a little troll.
What a schmuck!
Oh, there's a little statue of him. He's a nasty looking little bastard.
Okay, this looks more scary. The banshee here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's why this is number 2, because this looks terrifying.
All right, Banshee in Ireland. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. That's like my top place to go visit. Maybe not now. I don't know. Perhaps the most famous figure in Irish folklore, the Banshee, is said to take the form of a woman. In some tales, she is young and gorgeous with long white hair. In others, she's an old woman with rotting teeth. Either way, coming across a banshee isn't a good sign. This creature is said to foreshadow death, even though she doesn't cause death herself. She announces that death is nearby, releasing a haunting wail. So it's definitely not good luck to stumble upon her while roaming the Irish countryside.
So there's an old movie with Sean Connery in it called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And
I remember that.
Obviously, they don't show that movie anymore because the title alone is not politically correct. But if you watch that movie, it's a Disney movie. It's an old Disney movie.
What's it called?
Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I don't think the movie's banned or anything. They just never show it on TV anymore.
How's that not PC enough? Isn't that what they want to be called? Little people?
The main character is a leprechaun, all right, but Darby O'Gill,
is that what it would be called?
There's a scene in the movie where they encounter a banshee, and of course the whole thing takes place in Ireland, obviously, and the banshee in that movie terrified me as a child. Like it did, and as a child, it took a lot to scare me. Like I used to sit and watch Halloween when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I loved it, and The Shining and all that. For some reason, that banshee, one minute it's a young woman, next minute it's a creepy old woman. And I was watching in the basement in the middle of summertime, like in the afternoon. I just ran upstairs. I was at my grandpa's house. I'm like, Grandpa, the banshee freaked me out. Oh my God, He's like laughing at me because he's seen the movie before, so he was like really found it amusing that I found that moment to be so scary. Yeah, banshees freak me out, dude. I don't know why. They just do.
From 1960.
Yeah, that's an old ass movie, but yeah, if you ever look up that clip with the banshee, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just it's like this kind of like a chariot that kind of floats in the sky, and the banshee's on the top of it. Oh, freak me out.
Probably this will probably scare you more, but black anise.
I see what you did there.
Anus. So black anus in Celtic Celtic mythology. Beep.
He said anus.
I'm going to you. So, the legend of Black Anus, I'm just kidding, Black Anus is said to come from, okay, how do you pronounce that word? Leicestershire in England?
Good
huh?
Enough. Sure, good enough.
Okay, whatever. In England, though there are variations of the tale. I don't know why I can't read. So variations of the tale all over British Isles, sometimes called Black Anus. It's anus now. It's anus. And sometimes called Black Agnes.
Cody has made an executive decision to change the name of Black Anus to Black Anus.
The hag from the story is said to dwell in a lonely cave in the countryside. She is depicted as having iron claws and blue skin. Of course, Black Anus' favorite meal is small children. Oh, shocker. Her howl is loud enough to be heard for miles, as is the sound of her grinding her teeth. Ugh. People in Leicestershire often lived in cottages with small windows for fear that the witch would reach inside and snatch them. Huh. Interesting. I'm curious now. Haunted places in Scotland. Glencoco? You go, Glencoco. If anybody gets that Mean Girls reference, I'll give you a cookie.
I have
in Battlefield. Have y'all seen Mean Girls?
I have, but not in a long time.
Nope, never have. Probably never will.
Boo!
I watched it with one of my exes.
Oh well. That's some really weird folklores or whatever. It wasn't the Loch Ness Monster or anything, but I don't know. The Jersey Devil's a really weird one.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all heard of that one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, we're the Jersey Devil. See, I was a huge fan of the X-Files, so they explore a lot of those. They did a Jersey Devil episode like in the first season.
Huh. Those first couple of seasons were actually like they had some scary episodes.
They did. Those first couple of seasons were really rough, but there were some good very well written episodes. I don't think that show started finding its footing till like the 4th or 5th season, but some of the best episodes are from those first couple of seasons.
What was that one with the leech that went from like campground to campground in the
the Fluke Man.
The Fluke Man, that's what it was. Yeah.
Like
Me and Trey watched that. That
X-Files is usually on Netflix, or let's see, they're bringing it back to Netflix because it was on Netflix a while ago. It's on BBC. It's also on Amazon Prime. If you have that, you can watch it. And I think it's on Hulu. I think X-Files is on Hulu as well. So yeah, marathon those. Fantastic show. I have them all on Blu-ray. So
nice.
One of the few TV series I had to own all of it. Yeah.
Is it kind of like Supernatural in a way?
Yeah. I in fact, a lot of the people that worked on X-Files went over to Supernatural once X-Files wrapped up. I would say that Supernatural is a little bit more less realistic than X-Files was. X-Files was trying to be more. X-Files kind of dealt more with like that whole conspiracy theory thing. It kind of existed in that whole world where people believed that the alien autopsy was a real video and you know, that sort of thing. So it kind of it came at a time where people were really interested in that sort of stuff, but that wasn't the whole focal point of the show. There was also monster episodes that were just some of the best X-Files ever, you know, but yeah, Supernatural is very similar to X-Files, except Supernatural is like a little less serious. It's a little more campier than X-Files is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to check it out then. Because I always hear about X-Files. I thought it was mainly about aliens.
The X-File, well, it is. I mean, the central, because there's two stories going on, because the X-File seasons were like 23 episodes long. Okay, so it was like all year, you know, when they were on. And there's like the main story is about alien abduction, okay, and aliens, and I don't want to tell you too much about it because it's more fun to watch it unfold. But yeah, it's about aliens. But then there's also stories within the X-Files that are not connected. And those are the monster episodes. And the monster episodes is just like monster of the week, and they're usually chasing after something. And Jersey Devil was one of them. So, yeah, okay. that came out during a time when not all TV shows had to be connected. Like X-Files, some of the they call them the mythology episodes. Those are connected, but the monster episodes were just one-offs.
That's cool. Yeah, I like Supernatural does that too, because they had the main demon storyline with their dad and
there's a lot of similarities.
You also had side missions and stuff.
In fact, Vince Gilligan got his start writing X-Files episodes.
I thought you were about to say Vince Gill, the singer. I was like,
no, what? Vince Gilligan's the same guy that wrote and directed Breaking Bad. He got his start on X-Files, and the joke of that show was when he stopped writing X-Files, him and his friends were unemployed and they were unable to find work. And he said, you know what we should do? We should buy a Winnebago and open up a meth lab. And based on that joke, they wrote a script and somehow nailed it. Like walked into the first studio and they were surprised that they got a pilot. And well, that became pretty much the most famous show ever. So yeah, it started off as a joke. They were joking about buying a Winnebago and opening up a meth lab.
Huh, interesting.
Yep. I'm just full of useless trivia.
Yeah. Oh, man. You guys have anything else you want to touch up on or anything for the show?
I was gonna say I've got to get going because it's lunchtime here for the little man. He was just banging on the door. That's why I muted my mic again and came in and said he was hungry. So I haven't eaten anything today either. I've been up since 5.
Oh shit! All right, well. We'll let you guys get going. Everybody, thanks for tuning in to Goober Brothers Entertainment Crossing Streams number 5, the Halloween edition.
Huzzah!
A long show, almost 3 hours, but I had a good time. And guys, I really appreciate you being able to come on the air today.
You're welcome, man. That was fun.
Always a pleasure to be here, man.
All right. So everybody, if you can, please subscribe to Raiders of the Lost Flicks and also subscribe to E-Type Queens, the place to be reviews. And if you can, please... asking you politely, or you don't have to, but subscribe to Goober Brothers Entertainment. We will be having a show every week. We'll try to on every Thursday morning, and we got some other plans coming up.
And don't forget to ding his dong. You have to ding the dong so that you get the notifications.
Yeah, ding the dong, dang it.
Yep,
dong it.
Ding the dong, dang it.
Black anus, whatever. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on the air, guys. I appreciate it. And all the viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you guys later.
Happy Halloween, you bastards. It's me, Cleveland Brown. Don't adjust.